Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons at the same table. Thank you so much for your patience. We're as we mentioned last week, we're adjusting and changing and updating things and taking your feedback and our feedback, and everyone's been working really hard to make this set progressively better and better to make it a better experience. And this is our first time all at the same table since the home game. So.
I know, still can't.
So there you go. But no, seriously, don't do that. That's okay.
Still in front of a green screen.
Still in front of a green screen, totally. But thank you guys so much for being patient. We are up now, and let's dive into the announcements for the evening. We don't have a whole lot this week, but we have. Let's see. Any updates as far as the merch is concerned? The merchandise.
Well, you know, we do have that amazing David Mack poster that we know.
So
amazing.
But I thought that was only a limited release item, Laura.
It is, actually, but it's available for 3 more weeks.
Wow.
The signed version is available for 2 more weeks. And since it is a limited time release thing, if you know anybody that watches the show but is maybe like way behind and they're not watching live, it would probably be nice to let them know about it, because
we get a lot.
I still get some messages about the
angry
Joe
tweets
Mad
about that,
poster that people can't get anymore. So it will be gone after this, so it's nice if they can get it too. And then we have a Scanlan tee, and we have our amazing Slayer's Cake apron. Slayer's Cake apron.
Let's talk about the Scanlan t-shirt a little more.
We have that amazing Scanlan concert tee.
That asshole? No, we're.
And you know, a bunch of other t-shirts as well, and a whole bunch of other things. Go check out the shop on geekandsundry.com, and you'll see all of the merchandise that's available to you.
All right, cool.
I love Robin Hood.
Same.
It's classic. Yep. Also, a reminder, guys, the Saldo campaign guide's coming out at Gen Con in August. Pre-orders go up, I believe, mid-July, and I think if you pre-order it, I think it's like $5 extra, something like that. You get the PDF download immediately. All the information is on Green Running's website, so go check it out if you have any questions there, because they can answer it better than I can. I'm steeped in art approvals and everything right now, so.
The art is looking so good.
It's looking awesome.
So fly.
We've pulled in some. We've got a lot of community artists that we pushed over towards Green Ronin, so they've been pulling in people from the community, which makes me happy, because I want to get as many as you guys involved as possible in this.
As many of us as possible?
I can't draw for shit.
I can do some art.
I was referring to the community, not you guys.
Sam's art is really rare.
I mean,
No, I've seen it.
his
It's pretty.
portraits. They're amazing.
Yeah. They all wind up looking like genitals. It's crazy. We have the podcast, which is now up. Awesome. We have an audio podcast, people who want to not save their data and listen on long drives.
We don't want to look at our
trivial stuff.
faces.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
For no other reason than those Sam Riegel
Yeah, Critical Role
advertisements in the beginning.
This is Robert Siegel. You are listening to Critical Role.
So we got that, and we have Wednesday Club coming up next week.
Yeah, Wednesday Club next week. I don't actually know what we're doing because I haven't looked at the 30 plus messages in that text thread, because I've been working on a thing that I can't talk about yet. That's going to be really, really great.
Pretty
Yes,
great.
yes,
Pretty
yes,
great.
yes.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
exciting.
I don't even know what these.
Allison, I feel like most of the time you don't know what you're going to be talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
So maybe you should just have like a go-to, like it's going to be Daredevil again, or just something.
What are we going to talk? Yeah, we need to go to. What was going to be our blank go to?
Spider-Man.
I'm not sure.
Punisher.
Great Lakes Adventures.
I'm all about
Catman.
Spider.
Great Lakes Adventures is actually, yeah, that's pretty spectacular. It's hard to say too. Great Lakes Adventures.
Great Lakes
The Great Lakes
Avengers.
Adventures.
Just make a big effort to bring back the What the Comics.
What
That's
about
I
I'm
love
going
the
for.
What the Comics.
What about the Scientology sort of graphic novels?
Do they? I haven't read those. Do they have those?
What?
Well, I'm up to level 6. I hear it gets really good.
You want to be a guest on the show? Talk about
You've almost learned invisibility.
So clear.
Anyway,
Yeah.
apologies to all of our Scientology
Yeah, we just lost half the audience.
out there.
They have my address.
All right,
my
so
God.
and-
Sea Org uniforms watching a giant screen TV of Critical Role.
Sea Org.
Yeah, they're like.
Single tier.
exactly. All right, and Signal Boost.
Jeff Lewis. We announced it on Tuesday.
Oh, we
with
did?
Cox.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Jeff Lewis. Still Jeff. It's a
All right,
great
cool.
episode.
Then, unless we have anything else to announce, let's get into tonight's episode of Critical Role. All right,
That's
so
all I heard.
getting us up to speed as to what happened last time. So Vox Machina had recently been visited by an old ally, Scanlan Shorthalt, who had spent the past year or so.
An old ally.
Yeah, building. Hey, building a reputation and a criminal ring in Ank'Harel as a forging master in various types of furniture and accoutrement.
You're so close.
I know.
So quickly.
And upon realizing through the aid of one of his hired help, Lionel, or Chad, whatever the various pronunciations that came through,
Mr. Gayha.
discovered that there was a second sphere, apparently on some sort of pyramid-like ziggurat structure not far from Ank'Harel. Upon you returning as Scanlan to notify the party, you all made your way to Ank'Harel, briefly met with Kaylee, and saw a little bit of the setup that they've been building for the past year or so, and then made your way towards the Smolder Crown Mountains to the southeast of Ank'Harel, where apparently this structure resides, and this cult that is apparently sacrificing objects of magical power towards this black sphere. So, you made your way to the outskirts of this mountain, discovered that the entrance that was previously there had been collapsed, and discovered a new carved entrance into the mountain. Were beset by a few traps, made your way into a far corner set of a mansion, and after dealing rather briskly with a cluster of undead that had kind of built up on the outside of your entryway to your magnificent mansion, you made your way to the final chamber where this structure was residing. A number of cultists there were in the process of quickly, hastily throwing these objects to the top, and then noticed that you had come as interlopers into this space. At which point you realize that the head of this cult, at least this group here at the top of the pyramid, was none other, seemingly, than Lady Delilah Briarwood.
No.
Who then protected herself and two of her cult members beneath the veil of a prismatic wall in the shape of a sphere, and you did battle with a number of undead and other cultists and followers of the Whispered One that involved largely just throwing a bunch of them into the ceiling, including yourselves, thanks to well-placed reverse gravity. Scanlan had darted past the prismatic wall with a clever use of a dimension door.
Should have died.
Actually, no. Looking at the rules too, it was a good call to bring it back, in my opinion. But nevertheless, they escaped seemingly into the sphere. Delilah and two of these cultists, after turning it from this glowing white back into its black, magic-absorbing self, leaving you all there, managed to cleanse Pike of her feeble mind spell. And after acquiring a few of these magical artifacts that were left unbroken, and some cult robes, and apparently symbols of this cult of the Whispered One, you now stand in the middle of this cavern on the outside of where this second ziggurat exists, deciding what to do next, and what the next step of this journey means for you. So, Vox Machina, what would you like to do?
What should we do next? What does the next step of this journey mean for us?
I'm getting
Wow.
wicked deja vu, brah.
Man, that was so existential of you, Bex. Wow.
No, but really, like, what should
do we
we
do?
fucking do? Should we go through it?
That was a really meaty spell she had. I've never seen that before.
Thank you, Keyleth, for
Oh, yeah.
giving me that.
By the way, I don't know how much time has passed since the fight, but can Tyrion cast Revivify on Dodie still?
No, that much time has passed,
Dodie's
unfortunately.
gone
Did
again.
you lose
Again.
a second one?
No.
I came back to get him.
Oh no.
He's like iPhones. They just come out every...
They'll make another.
Dodie
like
S.
6.0.
The Dodie 6 is going to have a much
The Dodie
better
6.
camera.
Dodie 6
It's going to
S
have
is-
better voice recognition.
He's
You're
a lot
really going to
bigger
be happy
though.
with
It's a
it.
little unwieldy.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
you
that's-
could
like a
use the
brick.
same funds to bring that Dodie back. It would just take you the week in reconstruction anyway. But you're not losing that Dodie. The other one you unfortunately lost in the City of Dis. But this can be brought back at the same cost of a new one. So you're not having to reconstruct an entirely new Dodie.
Recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to get his body somewhere.
Yes, you do.
Great.
I kind of want to collapse this cave.
With us in it?
Droid
Well,
it.
no, not with us. Well, I mean, no, not with us in it.
Oh, good.
Just, I don't think we can destroy the ziggurat, but I think we can at least make it extremely difficult to find and get to, and make it very uncomfortable for anything that tries to come through.
That's true. That would be smart.
But,
We have
but
another
then
one.
we can't come through.
Yeah, what if we needed
We
it as
have
an
another
emergency?
have another
entrance.
one.
We have the one in Whitestone.
True.
Also, though, this is an exit. Do you want the only exit to be in your basement? The only one? Or are there more of these places?
Also, do each portal go to the same place, or do they go to different parts?
That's
of
We saw the spire in both images, correct?
With the brief glance through the
Arrow.
the arrow was in the one beneath Whitestone. Through your connecting with Sarenrae, the vision that you received through that portal seemed to be very similar to what Vex described her seeing through her arrow.
It could be the same portal, or they could both be within view of the tower.
I'm imagining a circle of spheres.
And both seem to suck magic in, correct?
Yeah, they do the same
They
thing.
do the same thing.
I think we'll have an easier time keeping track of what is coming in and out if we just have one to deal with as opposed to two. And
That's assuming there's only two.
Yes.
That's a good point.
Is
one less is
it
better.
a stupid idea to shoot another oracle arrow through this one and see if it looks the same?
Well,
I don't know if we have the option.
in Whitestone, I mean, I could try, but in Whitestone, there was at least a visual path toward the ball, but I don't think there is one here. Is there?
Not within the radius.
Not within the magical
It's too tight of a room.
fieldness.
I mean, initially, I
technical.
think I like your idea, but I worry that we're upping the odds of. Listen, we just found out that she's alive or something.
I could,
She's going to unleash some sort of fresh hell somewhere. We're upping the odds of it happening under your living
Oh,
room.
good point. Real good point.
I know. It's just, what if it happens in both places at once?
What if we collapse the one in Whitestone?
It's directly under the castle. We would have to, like, maybe fill it with, I don't know,
Maybe we could.
submerge it or some such.
At least try to block off the entrance to where.
We don't know of
can't
any
get
other
out.
ziggurats, right?
Let's.
is there a water, like an
We
underground
don't
water
know what
source?
block?
Any other
Near Whitestone?
There's
ziggurats?
acid pits.
Could try and find a passage.
There could be more.
But I'm
What if
sure
we
there are
blocked
more.
off that entrance?
Let's
When
at
we
least
go
make sure this
inside.
cave is collapsed. We'll leave the
Makes sense.
we'll leave the chambers standing, but every entrance to this cave should be collapsed. We know there's 3 of them.
What if we block this one and then we block the one in Whitestone and then we just like.
Hey,
Yeah.
game over.
We'll just
I think we win then.
Yeah,
Just
I think
we'll
so.
be able to get back in
Wall
if we
it up.
need to. We just want to make sure that no one can just wander in and out of here without making a bit of a ruckus.
So there are 3 entrances that we know of. We need
Yes.
to block all of them.
One's already blocked.
Ish.
Ish.
And one we don't. Do we know where it is?
There's one up top that we
Yeah.
heard about. But
How much time do I have left on my wings?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
A lot, probably like a half hour or 40 minutes. It wasn't that long.
well, no, actually, because when you used your wings outside,
Oh,
like,
right.
you guys came inside. Did you use your wings during the battle?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
yeah.
Did you guys take a long rest?
We did,
You did
because
take a
we
long
had the
rest.
mansion.
Yes, we did.
You did. So by this conversation happening, the rummaging through the bodies, inspecting the vicinity there, I'd say you maybe have 20 more minutes in your wings.
Oh yeah, did we rummage through the bodies?
Other bodies?
Let's
found
rummage
those-
through those bodies.
We take a look around to the
You
third
did.
entrance.
So you found the
see if you can
objects
find
on there and you
I'll
found
look up. Yeah, I'll look up top.
And
Can I,
we'll rummage.
While they rummage, Keyleth wants to test the radius.
No, we found the objects
No,
on
yeah,
the
you-
cart.
That's right.
We
That's
haven't
right. You
rummaged
found them on
through
the
those
cart.
bodies.
You did not actually rummage through the bodies.
Oh,
Is there anything on the body?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, draw a circle on the ground as you figure out the radius of this.
Whoa, that was a high.
Ooh.
23.
23. Okay.
nice.
Over the next 15 or so minutes, as you go through and begin to gather the corpses, I mean, most of the skeletons out here that have armor on is old, rusted, destroyed, broken armor and weapons that either fell apart in the battle against you or are just barely usable or functional at this point in time. Of the various cultist bodies, the armor on the blackguard that you were battling is a pretty nice looking set of full plate. You also find similar symbols, these dark iron kind of necklaces that you found on the previous cultists.
We'll take this. We can take the plate armor if there's room for it in the bag, and then see if
How
it's
many of
actually
those
magical
necklaces
outside
have
of the
we
field.
found?
Okay.
Holy shit.
6.
6 necklaces.
All right.
So-
All right, and we already had 2, so
Correct.
now all
Yes.
of us have one.
I can make room in the bag of holding for the armor, but I have to get rid of one of these 2 bodies. Does anybody object if I throw one of the bodies at the little black marble?
I mean, I'd kind
Do
of like
it.
to see that.
I know, right?
Actually,
It's like a pinata,
I think
just
Yeah, I
like-
just
that's
want
a
to see.
pretty good idea.
Yeah,
You
if it's
have to
like-
remove it from the bag before you walk over to the
I have to what?
marble. You have to remove the body from the bag before you walk over to the
Oh,
marble.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so can I
Move them
walk-
both.
Yeah, back to the fork, and I pull out both. We only need one.
All right.
I pull one body out of the
He likes
bag.
to save his
Listen,
bodies for
I run
later.
my store the way I run my store. I pull one body out.
Which, just as a note, the visual of Grog pulling this body out of the bag of holding, it's much like just trying to pull a Slim Jim out of the wrapper. Or it's just like it pulls weird and you really yank. And it's,
Analogy.
Thank you for this.
The sausage without the casing.
yeah, it's like
Well, brought to you by Slim Jim.
it sections and it's much of a strain, and it kind of like pulls some out and it folds over, and it's just really awkward and awful.
He's a gymnast.
That's what I say.
But yeah, so you managed to get the body out.
Goes back hold in, I'll just drag him back over.
Up each step.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
And a one, and a two, and a...
As you throw it, it impacts, and you watch as the body like stops in midair from the gravity, stopping where it stands. Its legs fold over, and like a broken physics engine, you watch the body kind of and just like twists, cracks, and gets sucked in.
Let's not do that.
They'll patch that later.
Let's not go through that.
It
way.
really doesn't seem that bad.
That looked really.
I kind of want to experiment. Would you mind losing one of the necklaces or no?
I mean, we can try.
Let's put a necklace on the other cadaver and then throw it through.
I literally just walked all the way over there and...
No,
Let's
yeah,
back.
just go
You
back.
need the
go
cardio.
back.
Let's not pretend you don't.
Okay, fine.
We're going to put one of the necklaces
That's a good position.
on the body and throw it through.
Yeah. Plus, it'll still be fun to watch. So one.
It'll still
I
be fun to
walk
watch.
back out of the realm of the thing, pinching my belly fat. 'Cause apparently, Percy thinks I'm a couple pounds heavy.
It's all that ale, Grog.
Yeah, you're
I
over
can
800
only
now.
mark you on graph paper.
That's right.
I take what I can fucking get, man.
I'll pull the other Slim Jim out of the bag.
You place one of the various symbols around its neck, and then kind of Babe Ruth style, lob it into the. And you watch as it gets within a certain proximity, the orb seems to shimmer and shift open ever so slightly. It's similar to what you saw, it kind of open to a mild gateway when Delilah and the other cultists walk through. The body still rattles, and you watch it kind of twist a bit, but it's a far less impactful transition.
Right.
Wow.
So now we have 7
Okay.
of those things,
Yes.
and we have to get 8 of us through.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Somebody will have to stay behind, but we'll figure that out if we go that direction. There's other
Who's
options.
the eighth?
You.
You and you, bitch.
I live in Oncarel and I am a crime boss.
Yeah, and you're here with us now.
You're not planning on going with us?
Well, I hadn't been invited.
Scanlan.
Scanlan.
That was pretty, I mean, from a third party, non-influenced or partial perspective, flipping gravity was pretty cool.
Pretty fucking cool.
Plus, he's got a lot of big words now. You want to be around to see them in action.
Technically, I can flip gravity. I don't know. I felt like I should put it on the
Oh,
table.
okay. Well, see, you
Well,
don't really need me after
You
all.
haven't done
No,
it.
that's not what I meant.
You could
I
make
just wanted to be
like a
honest.
See you do it. So,
Well, it
I mean,
hasn't been relative yet.
You're also really clever, forget your spells, and funny. And it's good to have you around. So, yeah, do you want to go someplace really horrible with your family or what?
Well, all right. Okay. I mean, are you all offering?
I don't know, Park. Can he earn his way back in this manner?
Well, I do think we could use the help, so.
The help. Okay. That's good enough for me. I'm in. Will Fancy Boy be joining us?
Are you jealous of him?
No, he's part of the team.
He is part of
Harry?
the team.
Well,
What do you think?
Right into it.
Terry, it's
Right away.
up to you, but you were talking about going back to your...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was busy caring for my deceased robot.
Is Doty's not?
No, he's fine. He'll be fine. I just have to rebuild him. It'll take some time and money, which I don't have.
I wish I could help Terry, but I think that's how
We can get him back to Whitestone. He'll be perfectly fine. We have everything we need there.
All right. I need him for the brigade.
Of course.
The brigade, right?
Yes. But I can't carry him. Grog, would you be able to?
I can carry him. And you look over and as Chad goes over and grabs Doty, kind of like. Should I put him somewhere?
Not yet, Chad. Wait till we get somewhere where I can work on it.
Okay.
What do you think?
Cool.
So we head back to Whitestone. We gather resources. We figure out how we're getting where we're going to get.
We could theoretically forge more of these, right? Or do you
I
think
don't
they're
know.
blessed?
I mean, there's more.
Let's find out. We now know they work. And
I wonder we could take them to Allura or to Sean, see
We'll have
what they
Terry
think.
identify them. Maybe it's something specific.
Yeah, are they magical, Terry? Are these magical?
Let me look.
Outside of the field.
Outside of the field.
They are magical. It's a mild enchantment. It's not extremely strong, but it's very specific, and it is more of an attunement to a specific plane. It has something to do with whoever's bearing it or whatever's wearing it is already partially crossed to a certain extent, so it limits the transition, the impact of the transition.
Okay. I don't understand any of that. But there you go. There you
Do
have it.
you have any more identify
said
left?
Sure. All day.
Sorry.
Can we have you identify the plate armor that the big guy was wearing so we can see if it's magical?
I do that.
Very well. So, this is plate armor of resistance to radiant.
Radiant.
So it's immune to pike.
Anti-pike armor.
Well, you know that kind of clues us in on the
Okay, yeah.
Actually, an anti-gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chad can't use that, can he?
Chad, do you ask this question of him?
Chad, can you use this?
Can I have it?
I mean, do we need it? Do we need it?
I mean,
yes, let's not.
Do we need it?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, like,
yes.
radiant
might-
means
to think
all
about it.
gods or just good gods?
I would like to put somebody in this
Just
armor
because
in
I think
Whitestone,
which is good.
so that
Radiant,
whoever
radiant
comes through the
light.
portal, the first thing they see is something that they feel comfortable and familiar with.
Those boots are better than my boots. Can I have the boots?
Yes. Well, are they? What kind of boots are they?
Plate boots, they're part of the armor set.
No, if they're part of the boot, we can get you something else nice.
Okay.
Oh.
I have a plan for this armor. I have
many
needs.
So many
I have so
things.
many things. Wait, hold on, Chad. There's. Oh, Chad! Do you want a jewelry box that makes music?
No, you can't
Leans-
give him that jewelry
Leans over to
box.
Scanlan. Hey, boss, do I want a jewelry box?
Yes, just say yes.
Yes, I would love a jewelry box.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
do you? It makes music. You like music.
When a girl offers you something, you just say yes.
Yes, please. Take all of it.
Take all of them.
I was carrying the music box and Doty.
Chad, don't
I'll
move.
mark that off.
Lionel, I have the perfect thing for you. And I pull out this metal skull cap. And I just go shoop. There.
Whoa.
Wait,
Bink, bink.
wait. Is that the
That's loud.
Clarota one? That's not the
No,
Clarota
that's
one.
the Lionel Gayheart one. So people have a harder time fucking with you. in
That is a
general.
Clarota one, wasn't it?
Yes.
You're giving the Clarota thing the resistance to mindset?
Yes, I am.
Because we could maybe use that.
Yeah,
on,
there's
like,
still an idiot in this group.
There's maybe a grog in the group that could totally use that.
I've had this hat
Pretty good.
for years.
I know, so maybe you should.
I'm starting to get a little
remember
tired.
You have it and give it to fucking grog. 'cause
I
he
know.
Well,
needs
since
that
you're
I've
starting to
had
hurt a
it,
little-
I've talked to him about it.
Power
No one's
through.
never asked about
Okay.
it. You've never asked about it.
I didn't know you had it.
You are a hoarder. You're
No,
many good things. But
I'm
you
just
are
He starts
a
doing
hoarder.
loops. He's like trying to keep his mind off of it.
It has resistance to mindset.
That's so
really
heavy.
good for us in a fight with somebody that's really powerfully.
Grog, this skull cap that Lionel's wearing, it requires attunement. Would you like to give up one of your really lethal weapons?
No.
Or your
Didn't we talk about this?
I believe
I
we did.
didn't know it required
A
attunement.
sense of dignity, perhaps?
Ooh,
Fine.
hey, is he heavy? Don't you have your own bag of holding?
He's not heavy. He's all
No.
right.
See?
Oh,
I'll stop.
Not everybody has a bag of holding, Grog.
I'll just give him mine.
No,
No, no.
No.
You
We
would not
just give him
We would turn on
everything
you
we
so
have.
fast. Let's get back to Whitestone.
Okay, okay. How do we collapse these tunnels?
You guys can
then?
keep putting things on me. That's fine.
Well, thankfully, we have a professional tunnel collapser.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
Do you want
So-
to collapse
me.
some shit?
Let's find the upstairs entrance and get rid of that, and then we'll.
I'll go out.
collapse
I'll do
the
that
one
from
behind us.
outside, maybe.
While
It'll be easier.
I was trying to test the radius of this sphere too.
Right,
Am I still
so-
doing that? Is that still
It's
relative?
it's worth noting, just in case we can't find the opening of the
It's
entrance.
it comes to about 180 feet from the actual sphere.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a long way. Is that the same as the other one?
It's similar from when you originally tested it. It was about the width of the whole chamber underneath Whitestone, and that chamber was more cleared out. Like more of the actual structure was visible under Whitestone. This one's still partially buried. You're only seeing kind of the upper half of it.
Okay.
Do I even have the ability to fly in here? Is there an outer edge where
I
the
just
magic
feel
is
like
In
not?
that chamber, you cannot fly.
Cannot. Okay.
And I feel like we're going to run into traps if we try to find it from this way. Maybe find it from the outside and just collapse it from the
All right.
outside. That way we don't have to go through a series of shit.
Let's double reinforce.
But that's how we do
Let's
it.
just pile drive the one that's already a little collapsed and make it really collapsed, and then we'll collapse the other one as we're leaving.
Yeah.
Is that permission?
That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that
yeah,
is
Greg.
more than permission. That's permission in an audience. We're very excited.
That's amazing. I'll go over it and I'll whack it on a wall. Do I just hit a wall anywhere?
Just in
we're
the
going
tunnels,
to point you
maybe?
in the general direction of
Wait,
things to make.
you're an engineer, aren't you?
Yes.
Can't you? Okay.
No, we're going to be pointing at the things that need to collapse.
Okay, I'm ready anytime.
Between the two of us.
Do you want to go
mean
up
me, Terry,
and
and
see if we
Darren.
can find the thing up
No,
top?
it's
Maybe?
Yeah, sure. You guys have fun collapsing.
It's daytime now, right? Outside?
At this time, it would be, yes.
So can me and
since you slept
Keyleth
in there.
go try to find the entrance up top so we can do something to that one?
Sure, okay.
Or
So
should
will
we
they do
wait
that?
till we collapse the tunnels?
Well, they can find theirs while we get our tunnels collapsed.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't fall on me. No big deal.
It's
They're
not
gonna-
gonna
I'm gonna
fall,
help.
Grog.
I'm gonna help you.
Yeah!
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
If it falls on you, we can like fish you out. Just survive a little bit.
Not
I'm-
if you're
yeah.
flying
You'll be
over the
fine.
tunnel.
Yeah.
We're going to engineer this as best we can.
Keelan's got our back. She'll burrow in and
Yeah, I can
pull us
like.
out.
Yeah, just earring us if something happens.
Badger. Badgers burrow, right?
All right,
Do
then.
badgers burrow?
They do.
Okay,
Quick
yeah.
way out.
That's why I said stay, but that's all right.
No. Alrighty, so you guys all make your way back the second entrance, the hidden illusory one. All back out of it, leaving just Pike and Grog on the inside.
Oh, I thought we were gonna.
And we're helping them figure out where to punch to make everything.
Okay,
fall.
cool. So I need you to go ahead and make an investigation check,
All right.
and you can assist him, which give him advantage.
Oh, I will assist you.
Thank you. Oh yes, that's excellent. It's a 19.
In total 19. Okay. Halfway through the hallway, you find there is the place where the initial collapse was started, or you start looking to see what they used to actually destroy the first entrance that you were supposed to come through. And you can see there's the way it's carved, the way it's designed, especially the smooth entrance, which as you get a better look at it, that soft, spongy ground,
Oh God.
that dust that you were finding that was a similar color, you begin to recognize the pattern of what carved its way in. And you saw it used at the top of the Ember Hold when you were fighting the Queen there. It was a series of disintegration rays used to carve a way into this mountain. And that's what that dust is that's on the ground. And why it's such a smooth entrance on this side.
That I rolled so shitty on that nature check before, right?
However, because it was just a series of magic disintegrations pushed through to create this second opening, it's a little harder to find points in the structure where the weakness is. So you begin to kind of cut away at some areas, get like a small axe or one of the various objects of pointed objects that you've acquired over the
I do have just a regular pickaxe.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just kind of hit through some areas, and you do find one section where you would think it would be a relatively weak point of impact between the various rocks and stones that hold this up.
Hit this and stand on this side of it, and that should do some intense damage.
You would recommend hitting it and then running.
Run in this direction.
Okay, Pi.
Yeah.
I want you to warm up this spot for me, and then you're gonna jump on me back, and then I'm gonna hit it.
Okay.
Okay.
Just some jabs.
I jump on your back now,
No, you hit it.
like a backpack.
Yeah, and then you can come to the
Oh,
back.
I hit it. And you jump on your back.
Well, you run.
Do we jump on 3 or is it 1, 2, 3, go?
Yeah. Okay.
Pike.
Yeah.
Go make a strength check as Grog kind of throws you up to the ceiling to where the one place in the rock structure is.
Hey, boy.
Ready to run,
Weakness
just in
might be.
case Sue just goes beast mode.
Okay.
We should make little pike backpacks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Yeah, pike backpacks.
Pike
With like
backpacks.
Ashley's face right here.
No, guys, that doesn't need
face
to
is the
be
zipper.
anywhere.
We'll just repurpose those Yoda bags.
13.
Yeah.
13. Okay, so you take it and you kind of you
Tink.
and you hit it and you watch it kind of and some dust falls and settles. A couple of small pebbles kind of and you like grab her like, oh, okay, seems okay for now.
All right. Get on, Yoda. Nice.
Leap on, grab on the neck, and you.
I try to wrap my legs around, but they don't go.
A rage first.
Okay.
Just grip it like
And,
a
are
jockey
you
on a
seeing?
horse.
Oh yeah. So go. Siege just happens
Those
naturally. So
strong
go ahead and roll
thighs.
strength check with advantage.
There's gnomish thighs.
23.
23. So you mean for the height of the cavern here, you get yourself a nice, crouch low and then full Shoryuken style, like punch into the roof. And as you hit it and impact and go clean through and bring it to the ground, you land and you hear the.
All right, run.
Run.
You guys start bolting through, and as you're rushing, Pike, you're kind of looking over. You can see the walls. You guys are bolting out as well. Both of you guys, go ahead and make dexterity saving throws, please.
I forgot we had to roll for that part.
Me too.
Yeah, I got advantage.
Oh, good.
Dexterity.
Don't drop
Yes.
pikeys.
That's good.
Oh, good.
That's
Okay.
better.
16.
20.
Okay.
Nope. 18.
They got the running
Too.
down.
Okay, so as you guys are bolting, you're holding on to Grog, and you manage to look behind just fast enough to see one of the walls is about to full-on collapse to the side, and you go ahead and grab the side of Grog's ear and kind of yank his vision that way.
Start kicking the side.
He starts turning off to that side. You manage to just avoid that side of the walls. So you start steering him from behind like a prized racehorse and making your way through this cavern until eventually the back half of the cavern collapses and comes to a rest. The front half is not collapsing, but you have a large portion of the path leading to the ziggurat is now just a rubble and rocks.
Okay.
Nice.
Good job.
Well done.
Getting somewhere.
Yeah. All right.
But we still need. There's still more to do.
Yeah, there's the whole other path.
We're like, there's
There's
that
that
whole mountain.
There's a whole other path, and then the one up top.
Okay.
But I could hear a rumble, so I know you guys did good on one of those
Thanks.
paths already.
We did pretty good.
Okay. The rest of it is fairly easy to do because you find the closer you get to the entrance, based on the previous collapsing, elements of it have started to show cracks, like the actual weight, because it was just a smooth transition in there. There was no load-bearing platforms or any sort of general structure to the interior of this cavern. So you guys managed to pummel your way out, kind of a large spinning punch on this side as you're rushing out, and as you do, we hear it slamming and hitting the ground behind you until you guys emerge through. It looks like you're running straight at a wall because the illusory wall is still there, and you both just out the other side. Immediate hot daylight hits you. The blaring sun of the Marquette sky is down. Clear blue sky, no clouds. And you're now surrounded by what looks like a series of browned and leafless trees with these large canopies that have the same almost pear-like fruit hanging from the branches.
Fruit? Fruit?
Looks like fruit.
Are you hungry?
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll hold up Pike. To go
You should
grab some of the
probably
fruit.
make sure. Never
We'll
mind.
check it.
Don't worry, it's
Can we
just
check
fruit.
it?
Make a nature check.
She can cure us of
Nature
a poison.
Yeah.
Not if she's busy dying it from both ends.
Yeah.
And the spin move.
Hard to cast heal. And,
Dysentery.
It's hard to tell, but it
Real
looks
shit.
really tasty.
oh no.
You better eat it.
Yeah, I'll do one, yeah. I got great nature skills.
Suddenly a plate of mango appears. No.
So, looks tasty.
You know what, Grog?
What?
As hungry as I am, I think we should wait to have Keyleth look at this fruit.
Why? It's just fruit.
Because it's outside of this cave, and what if it's just like a distraction, like, oh, look at, you ate it and you just die.
You know what? I've found that fruit, when it goes bad, falls from the tree, and it's still on it. Therefore,
And when fruit goes bad, it turns into wine.
you get crunk drunk.
I think I'm gonna wait for Keyleth.
I'm gonna have a bite.
Okay. You take a bite, and it's got a fairly moist center. Like you can see now, kind of like a cactus. You know, the fruits here, most of the moisture is retained within these fruit elements. The flavor, it's not sweet. It's quite pungent, actually. It has a bitterness to it. It's like putting your tongue in a bunch of lye.
This is not a pleasant
Doesn't
painting.
taste good? You want maybe make some mayonnaise or something? Have some mayonnaise? Cleanse your palate?
I take out the jug and I go, honey!
Oh.
Hey.
Just a couple sticky warriors.
No, Grog.
You got okay flies.
All right.
Just as a nice breeze blows a bit of a dust cloud through, which just coats your sticky, honeyed hands with heavy, like desert sand.
Pikelet, I think
Well,
I will have another
You chew
bite.
for a minute, you hear like the crunch of granules in the inside of your mouth where you inhale.
Jug goes away.
Okay. Back to you guys. You were looking for the other entrance?
Yeah, up top.
Investigation check, please.
Both of us are looking
you
for
flying?
it. We're flying up, right? Can you fly?
Yeah,
Okay, so we can fly up. I was going to help you look for it because I figure you probably have a better ability to collapse it than I do.
What form are you gonna take?
Well, to
A
just
goldfish.
to fly. Well, if you can hold me in your hand, I got about 30 seconds. Just to fly up. Can I ride side
Of
saddle
course
with
you can, yes.
All right. So we have
Put your arms around me, Katie.
Okay.
you take the
Whoa, your
room.
abs are nice.
I know,
Bex.
I work
You've
out
been
a lot.
working out over this past year. Wow.
All right. So who's helming the investigation of this? And you're aiding her. So go ahead and take it with advantage.
Okay. Oh, the same thing. Okay. 21.
Alrighty. So you I left known from the collapsing music.
They die.
So as you glance around and do a pass over the next 20 minutes or so, I mean as fast as you can, but it takes you a while to kind of scan and really get a feel for it. You do see what looks to be, because you felt the wind was kind of coming through into the interior, you see a small kind of a well-like crevasse where the rocks have kind of collapsed inward, and you can see, kind of glancing over the top, the dark, maybe 5-6 foot wide hole that leads deeper into the mountain.
I hover down near it, but don't get off the broom.
I kind of lean over. I kind of druid craft a pebble, and toss it in the hole.
Okay. Don't hear it.
Oracle arrow. Down the hole.
Okay. Your vision watches as
Oh,
it.
wait! Can she set the end of it on fire?
Yeah.
Now.
Okay. The arrow now burning and leads you into this dark space, and you see it lights up the interior. The arrow gets about maybe 60 feet before it hits a rock and just shatters. Because it is not straight down. It kind of it's a series of platforms, and it looks like it was designed to be climbed down, and so it's a bit zigzaggy. So it maybe, like I said, about 50-60 feet, and it just hits a platform and then shatters.
Okay.
You lose your vision, but it does appear to be a sizable tunnel used for entry.
Let's just fucking collapse it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I mean,
go.
you just fucking collapse it because I can't do shit to this thing.
I'm gonna kind of like be like, all right, okay. I want to see if I can do this like kind of cool maneuver. I'm gonna try and balance on the broom and then jump off the broom and go key to your and then poof, into the.
Okay.
Into it or just
You
around
watch.
it so
No.
you collapse the.
You watch.
God,
You watch as
He's a
Keyleth
jumper.
leaps and just kind of cloud of dust, and there is no sign that she impacted. She's just gone. You just see the side of the mountain.
Fuck! I get out the rope of entanglement and hover close to the end and just start hanging the rope down.
Okay. You glance in the inside, and with a little bit of daylight is kind of ricocheting off the stone interior. You can see the edges of Keyleth's elemental form kind of swimming through the rock. Because she can do that.
That is fucking crazy.
It's like whack-a-mole.
Be careful for traps though, Keyleth, because I'm sure there's something in there.
All right.
How's it going down there? Have you found it yet?
Up here? It's
Yes.
fabulous. Our friend Keyleth is amazing.
She jumped in, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
I'm gonna go I'm gonna earth glide to the bottom and then just kind of like peek my earthy face out of the top and see if I can see down.
Okay, so you earth glide into are you following the actual path or
Yeah.
the? Okay.
Yeah, I'll kind of try and kind of be conscious to make sure I'm not gonna hit anything that looks precarious.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Don't hit any traps.
I'll try not to hit it. All right. Looking for traps. Let's go and druid dice. Oh, well, that's okay. That's okay. 15.
15. Okay. You get about a third of the way down, and you realize that one of the platforms that you land on has, uncharacteristically, a softer cushion to it. Everything else is just stone slabs. This one has almost like a
Waterbed.
a bit of hay. Yeah, it's like a spring air mattress. It's no, it's like a woven, like a dried palm frond like cloth that's rested over it.
Sure, it's nothing. Go on.
I can drop through.
It's probably nothing. Just leave it.
Just a drop through? You
Just
think it's like
ignore
a bear, like a... Can I like... Fuck.
Don't
love the
fuck with anything,
wheels.
Kid. Just collapse it.
I found like, it might be like a
What do you-
roof or like a
Yeah, I bet
fabric
Piranha's in
or-
there.
What? Piranhas? I don't know if piranhas are in rocks, but there might be something else in there. Might be piranhas. I'll avoid it.
Okay. You continue southward, kind of scooting out. You can sense kind of the very exterior of the wall that leads to this path. So you're kind of staying away from it as you kind of glide through the rock and earth. Eventually, you come close to the very top, breaching the dome that leads down into the chamber where you had your battle not but an hour ago. And as you poke your face through, you're looking down, and you can see the dark sphere there hovering. You can see the large pyramid structure below it, probably about 60 feet below you. And you can see the entrance, that the tunnel that leads into here. There is a small ladder that's like up along the wall that up till previously you didn't notice because of the lack of light and attention to the ceiling portion, but people were either climbing up into or climbing down from.
What do you see, Keyleth?
There's a ladder, man. There's some very innovative people. Yeah, these are very innovative cultists. Yeah.
Wait, you're looking down at the ziggurat?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Pike and Grog, you guys did an excellent job.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it really means a lot.
Get the fuck away from me, Keyleth!
Okay.
Which has a note. It's fantastic because all you hear through it.
Really great.
Oh, right, yeah. The grumbling, low voice of an earth elemental speaking to you through
We
the
still
air.
don't know how far that field goes. If you turn into Keyleth again, you're fucked. Back the fuck up.
I try and say, like, well, I
understand
know
what
it's
you're
about
saying.
180 feet because I tested it before, so I'm trying to be conscious of it. And then I back up a little bit, and I go over to where that tunnel was, and I start collapsing it down.
Okay.
As I work my way up, I'm gonna boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Boomity boomity boom.
Easily enough, you come by and you start kicking through the tunnel as you go. You can sense near proximity to you where any of the various weak points are in the stone. And so just systematically go through and collapse it piece by piece until eventually most of the tunnel is useless and not usable. And then
It's like a platformer.
it takes you. Is that how long can you maintain your wild shape?
Half of like my level or something like that.
Oh, you're fine then. Yeah,
Yeah.
you emerge.
Where it's like a third of my level.
Either
It's
way,
still several hours.
you emerge a little over an hour or so of doing this and manage to emerge from the top. You watch as Keyleth kind of looking like a large version of Fantastic Four is the
I'm
thing.
holding my rope for, so you don't. Okay. Just to make sure.
It appears to be taken care of. Both or all the entrances have been collapsed. There is no way that you can imagine any average person can find their way into this.
Good job. Are you going to stay that way, or are you turning back to you so that I can get you on the broom? You can still talk, right? You just sound low.
No.
I speak
Really?
a different language
Oh, fuck.
that I still don't think anyone has really.
No, you can.
accurate.
I think you can probably, because you maintain your mental acuity and statistics when you're in there.
Right. Okay.
Vocal
I don't know. We've gone back and forth on it.
I know.
It hasn't occurred to you to speak common. Like, why would I do that?
Enjoy her enjoying.
Yeah, it's just the texture and timbre of your voice is very. It's you can hear words, but almost like words being made by slamming rocks together.
Crazy.
So not that different from my normal speaking voice.
No.
While I won't bore you with the details, but while all that was going on, while they were searching, they were destroying things. Vax wandered just like 100 feet out and sat down and did a little talking to the mother of ravens, and basically said, not expecting an answer, "This is it, isn't it?"
Make a wisdom check.
Not good. 13.
13, that's enough. As you sit there in silence with your eyes closed, beseeching the attention of your patron, of which seemingly wasn't present when you attempted to within the proximity of this doorway. The familiar, soft, omnipresent voice creeps into your psyche as she tells you, "It seems that the bender of fate is feeling the tug of destiny. It's almost as if you're coming towards me. If you sense this path is the right one, follow your instincts. Perhaps we'll meet soon enough."
I will see you soon.
All right. So you guys reconvene.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey guys!
So like, what should we do?
You should really try the local fruit. It's delicious.
Yeah, you guys should try it.
I pick up a piece of the local fruit and smell it.
It.
Please, eat it.
How do I describe the smell? It's reminiscent of discovering old lemon juice that has grown sticky on a surface, like a dark mahogany wood
Like a bar floor.
Kind of like a bar floor. Sure, with that.
No, I don't think I will.
It belies its true flavor. You should really.
I don't think it does.
Big words today.
Oh, this looks like it's rotten from the landscape. It looks like it's all gone bad. Has it gone bad?
Make a nature check.
Oh, great.
25.
No. There are elements of it that have gone bad on the ground and have kind of been covered with sand as winds blow through.
Oh, you got a rotten
It's just
one.
naturally awful.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like desert noni, where it's extremely healthy. It has a lot of practical medicinal use.
Yep.
Right.
In fact, it's traded specifically for its use in various herb pouches. Healing.
We should
Does it have a name?
just harvest a whole.
Yes, it is.
It's like that giant stinking flower. Grog took a bite of the giant
It
stinking
tastes
flower.
like a bunch of old juice.
A Vafal fruit.
What?
Did it alter Grog's stats on any level?
What did you?
No.
Eating the food. Then it's not that healthy, is it? It's just kind of, it's like agave. It's just not actually, it doesn't change anything. does it?
Listen to Sam, he's got
anything.
pronunciation.
I will eat you with a lovely Chianti and some
Well, should we take some then and just
Make some medicine.
You can try and bake
Get on a
with
table
it.
and-
Maybe it's bakeable.
Yeah, well, actually,
yeah,
makes a
try
really
it with
good
the snake
salve.
salve.
Yeah, it's good for sunburns.
or shoving in somebody's bed.
Yeah.
That will do.
Yeah.
So how do we get back to Whitestone?
Is there a tree that this fruit was coming off of?
Yes, and actually, remember the trees are rather large.
I pointed the tree.
Is it
the ones
thick
in
enough?
the ones in the outskirts of the mountain range are kind of small, but the deeper into the valleys and the ravines between the large spire-like mountains, you do find a few that are probably large enough to utilize to your spell.
Yeah, I can do that.
Terry, are you coming back to Whitestone?
I have to, yes. I have to repair Doty and also find some new recruits. I think there's some in Whitestone, right?
There's
You're really going
so
through
many,
with
I'm sure.
Of course, it's my destiny. I met you all to become an adventurer, and now I'm bringing my knowledge back to my people. It's like it was written in a book.
A very good book.
Yeah, you're writing a book.
Convoluted.
I am.
And not only that, you're going to be the leader of a band of adventurers.
Are you like a colonel, a general, like a private?
I hadn't thought of that.
Private
You know what?
security?
There's no leader of Vox Machina, so maybe there won't be in the
Well, I mean,
in the
there
Darrington
is,
Brigade.
I mean, there's
Well, besides you, I mean,
right.
you're unofficially. You're definitely the treasurer.
Yes. Yes,
Most definitely.
I'm behind her doing this.
Yeah, rolling eyes, rolling eyes.
Lionel,
He's,
How
you
about
watch
you?
over, his mouth is filled with fruit.
is it good? How you doing?
It's getting really heavy.
Yeah.
I'm just really heavy.
Yeah, are you coming back to Whitestone as well? Scanlan?
I don't know
I mean,
where's
Ace,
Whites-
I mean, is
Spaces.
he coming back?
I suppose we'll need him for now. Yes.
Okay.
I still like the idea of perhaps the two of you working together. But you could talk to Scanlan about it and see if he would be all right. I'm never going to get bored of this. I'm never going to get bored of this.
Hang on.
Scanlan, what do you think? Would you be all right?
That was fucking awesome. The physical reaction.
At least in
I'm
the
waiting
short
for a
term.
nosebleed.
You're suggesting that I, Scanlan Shorthalt, bequeath my employee Chod to this gentleman here? You mean me, Terry Darrington? You mean Chod could join my brigade? Well, yes, I guess that's what they're talking about. Well, I don't see why not. He's very capable and strong. Yes, and I won't have much use for him for a while. So if you'd like to take him in your brigade, you can. Well, I mean, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say no to a fellow member of Vox Machina now, am I? No, you're not. No, I'm not.
Just, yes.
Well,
I don't see any similarities.
Fabulous.
It's everything I wanted. I'm good.
Through the tree then.
Through the tree.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you finish concentrating on the outside of one of these large, 15, 20-foot tall, leafless, fruit-bearing trees in the center of the Smolder Crown Forest, the doorway shifts open, revealing on the opposite side the dark, sunless night of Whitestone as you guys emerge on the opposite side of this
Pick
platform.
a blossom from the tree on the way up.
And I pulled two of the fruits and took them.
Okay. You guys arrive. It's early evening. You can see the windows of nearby homes, shops, various structures near the square are beginning to glow from the interior light of small lanterns and candles. In the distance, you can see the perimeter beacons put along the castle walls. The exterior of Castle Whitestone are visible. You're back home?
I'm gonna make
To gather our troops,
make thy way to the castle.
find out what they've learned.
All right. At which point, imagine Lionel keeps asking, "Can we put him down yet?
I'm just going to take him to my.
Can I put him down?"
Not quite yet.
We're going to take him to the castle. We're going to put him down in the.
Change arms.
That helps a lot.
Yep.
You make your way to the castle.
Take him to the workshop.
Doty's delivered to the workshop, and Tyrion can.
Stays there.
Okay. Tyrion takes to the beginning of the
keep
repairs
you
of Doty.
informed.
Thank you.
All right. So, you guys now have the run of the castle. What do you wish to do?
Well, we asked Cassandra to gather people and study the Shadowfell as soon as we did the Oracle era last time, so it would probably be smart to find out what they've learned
Yes.
before we make our plans.
Okay. As you approach Cassandra at this hour, she's currently has a recently steeped, still steaming cup of tea resting on the table towards the window side, like the front window side of the general dining hall area of the castle where you usually eat your supper. She's facing away from the table and has kind of a thick robe over her and has the tea there, and is just in the process of reading through books, and her hair is kind of pulled up tightly and some of it's kind of just messed in front of her face. She's very much in work mode, and she's pouring through books, and as soon as you enter, she kind of reaches over for her cup of tea and... Oh, hello everyone. Kind of gets herself a little more presentable. So, I've got the assistance of Eskelrine Darien. Everyone else seems to be a bit busy at the moment, but Allura is doing the best she can research on her end as well.
We're going to need everybody. It's worse than we could have imagined.
And we have far less time than we would have imagined.
How much time do we have?
This has to be taken care of immediately.
No, things are happening now.
Well, you have far better means of acquiring these people than I do. I can merely send missives and requests.
We're going to send word out, but I need you to... I'm going to take out my flask and put it on the table. Just sit down for a moment.
She takes it and adds it to her tea.
Is Randarian here?
He's down currently, inspecting the ziggurat again. He's setting his notes up where he previously set up our research quarters during the incursion of the conclave.
We need to get everyone away from it.
How about Allura? Where's Allura?
She's in Imon. She's still part of the council there. She hasn't spent the time.
We have to get her here immediately.
Is Gilmore still in town?
No, he's back in Imon.
Yeah.
So that's for good.
As well.
I'm going to run down to the ziggurat and just try to get Eskel Randarian away from it and warn everyone to stay away from it.
Okay.
No.
Let's also double check that armor for any weird influences it may have to make sure it is what it seems to be, which is just ornamental with a bit of magic. And let's make sure that the captain of whatever guard is on shift down by the ziggurat is wearing it and is aware that it is there to befuddle the enemy.
Okay. You make your way down there, and you can see it was still fairly dark in that chamber. Most of the lights have been snuffed, except for the few torches that are set around the central platform that was built about the mid-height on the ziggurat, where you guys had the council meeting with Rasham at one time, and where most of the research is being done there. And up top, you see a number of guards. The Pale Guard are assigned to keep watch. You see Jekt, the manservant of the Realm Seer Eskil, there as well, and he's currently, you see, Eskelrine Darien is spreading out all of his thick scrolls and books, and they're all across the big central wooden table, and he has his thick spectacles on, and he has a number of candles already set up, and he's deep into just getting his space prepped and acquiring whatever information he had kind of put away since the investigation was kind of put on hold.
Eskel?
Yes. It has been some time, Lady Vexaria. I've heard you've come up in the world.
Oh, yes. A lady now.
Wondrous. Yes. So, what do I have the honor?
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm afraid being down here isn't safe anymore.
Right, so it brought me all the way out here and now I can't do my work.
Well, no, you
That's
can
great.
do
That's
plenty
No, that's
of work.
part of the course. It's basically most of my life. I understand it. It's
Plenty
Jack,
of
could you please
work
assemble
up
everything, Jack?
top away from this orb of death. It's very dangerous.
Oh, you're right. I didn't know that. I've only spent 6 months with the thing.
We've discovered it's a gateway. And things can come through it. And there might be armies coming through because we just fought somebody on the other side of another ziggurat.
That's preposterous. Siphons only work one way, my dear. Nothing's coming through there.
She changed. Did you know that siphons can be changed? It changed from one color to another.
You know this how?
Because I was there to witness it.
What? Here?
In Onkaral. And it looks the exact same as this one.
He looks you over really, really, really intensely.
Mm-hmm. If what you believe you saw is indeed another one of these siphons,
Yes.
then perhaps we should take a little more care.
I agree.
Jack, please continue. Gather everything. We're taking this outside.
Fabulous. Fabulous. You're so agreeable. I do love talking to you.
Wonderful. Good to know. And they gather up the materials. Paleguard escorts them back into the hallway, and he's now talking to Jack out to the side. He goes, well, at the very least, we can go ahead and stage ourselves in the grand guest room with the nice big bed. Yes.
The big, ornate bed.
He's like, he looks over his shoulder as you say this, like, oh, you're eavesdropping now as well. That's wondrous.
I have
That's
wonderful
great.
hearing.
Yes, sir, I can tell. It's, yes, the big bed, the one that helps with my back and spine
I
issues.
know, yeah,
It's
it looks
great.
terrible. Can you look at this armor really fast and just make sure that it's not actually cursed or anything, because I want to make some
Looks
of that.
fine to me. Keeps walking.
Was it cursed or anything when you looked at it?
I don't know.
Did not appear to be cursed from your glance at it.
Would he have known from the identify spell if it was cursed or not?
I don't think I would have.
Great. Well,
Can Keyleth go talk to Percy?
I'm in Cassandra's room still.
Yeah.
Keyleth
yeah.
waits for Percy.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
conversation
hang
to
on
have.
now. I can go talk with Cassandra as well. She should come
Yeah,
in.
unless you're having a closed conversation.
Just 10 seconds of it, which are, well, we'll see how this goes, but... have a bit of that flask.
She's already poured some into her
We
tea.
found a second ziggurat. We found a cult that is moving things through it. That cult was being led by Delanna Briarwood.
The silence, the stark absence of sound is completely sundered by the sound of shattering porcelainware. The tea that she had recently barely sipped on is now shattered and spilled across the ground, and she just stands there, her hand still kind of open as it slowly curls back, and she kind of stares off in the distance, clenching her fist very tightly.
She escaped into the ziggurat, so she's no longer on this plane of existence. But some form of her, whether it's undead or otherwise, is going to be needed. We're going to need to put it down again.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
I wanted you to hear it from me. There will be no running this time.
No running.
Not from me.
You'll take care of her.
This is the end of her. I will be there to see it.
She's escaped death once already. Who knows how many times she has before. You have to end it.
We will discover what she did, and we will find a way.
Don't destroy her
think a way
body.
of-
Destroy everything she is.
If we can't kill her, we will entrap her forever.
Shatter the soul, whatever it takes. End her brother.
I know. I shall.
She takes the flask.
I wanted you to hear it from me so you could compose yourself when other people begin to tell you.
I need a moment.
Of course.
Please.
They're going to need us to be the strongest. I have faith in you. I'll leave you to it. I'm so sorry.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Yes. I'm going to leave her to her room and shut the door.
Okay. You close the door, and there in the hallway, waiting opposite the door, is Keyleth.
Hi.
How'd that go?
Honestly, better than I expected.
At which point you hear behind the door, muffled.
More
Yeah,
sick,
better than
more sick and
expect-
less
yeah.
things breaking. I'd rather her be sick than angry.
You think?
Yes.
I hate being sick.
Yes, but we are not.
Anger at least drives you towards something.
Yes, it does not drive Derolos towards anything good.
Fair point. I have a crazy thought, and I just needed to run by you. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. Okay, I'm excited. All right. We watched the orb change.
Yes.
She changed the magic in the orb, right?
Yes.
We just spent a year making magical orbs that change in some way. that are all kind of linked to our city. I mean, clearly not as powerful as what this is.
I know, not at all. But
But what if, I don't know, what if she corrupted something that was already there, that wasn't supposed to be corrupted? What if she can corrupt more things, like our crisis orbs? I had this immediate fear that what if I built something that it was supposed to help and then still like
I'm
leads
so
to
glad you thought of
destruction?
me when this came up.
Well, you helped me build it. I mean, am I crazy for thinking that? Or am I totally off base?
I think we're going to be walking a very fine line of paranoia for the next however long.
Maybe there's something in our own technology and in our own magic that can help inform us. I don't know.
When they get here, we're going to look at everything.
All right. Just sleep on it.
I think we're going to be fine, but you did give me some ideas that I'm going to think about.
And those symbols. The
Yes.
necklaces. Druids, we use similar things when we plane shift to other worlds.
I'm going to take one to the library and inspect it. I'm going to also see what any of our other arcanists think of it, if it's from a cult that anybody has heard of before. We have...
I think I can plane shift us there with it, if we don't want to go through the orb.
Really?
I think. It seems like very similar technology. Or magic. Or
I'm
stuff.
rubbing off on you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's,
Just sleep on it. I gotta go. I'm gonna go think.
I have no idea what just happened. Yeah, I'm going to double check the orb room just for a moment for my own paranoia.
The crisis
creeping
orb
in.
room?
Yeah, the crisis
Actually,
orb
I'll
room.
go with him. Let's go check it out.
Just
Let's
to
go.
look,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I'm gonna start researching that symbol. I'm just gonna go to the library and start and talk to I'm showing the council everything, and
Okay.
just gonna start.
Okay, so
piling.
yeah, so you speak with the rest of the standing chamber. You begin to do your research. Go ahead and make a history check.
All orbs are created equal.
Oh, does take it.
22.
22. Because you've read through most of the books here, and between you and JB, who spent some time also reading quite a
Yes.
bit, there's no mention of the symbol itself, and there's very little information on the Whispered One, on Vecna. It's interesting. There's almost like a gap in history. Like, there are subtle mentions of this figure, this once powerful mage that had begun to look into the secrets of life, prolonging it, the fabric of reality, and then is just missing
And is
from history. And
nothing
you
like-
recall, it's so it's like, you know, all the books that would cover that time period, that you remember hearing stories from Allura regarding the Whispered One originally. Just there's no mention.
Is it a physical omission from the books, or is it even like that the books that would cover it are just not here?
You look
Books
through
that should cover it that don't?
books that you feel like should cover it, like historical, recalling of Wildmount, which, if you recall, based on some of Allura's discussion on the Whispered One previous existence as a mortal, largely Vecna's work was done over on the Wildmount side of Exandria.
And there's no...
Bitch. Sorry, keep going.
I don't know what's happening over
I
here.
don't know either.
And there's nothing in the symbol. Like, the more I'm looking for any mention of this symbol or any
No.
designs by it. Keyleth, you know damn well where I am right now. I'm sitting in the library reading books, so if you have something to say. Or are you looking through... Oh, wow, you're going way back.
I'm looking.
No, but that's... I mean, like...
I'll meet you in the library.
How to play Pathfinder.
Wait, is that Hercules Mulligan?
This
just
is a
handing-
tiny Hercules Mulligan. I was
Okay,
looking
there was
for
a
him.
tiny Hercules Mulligan in
He's
your,
been in mine.
field note.
He's been in here the whole time.
Delilah gets knocked down. She goes, "Don't fuck back up again!"
4 sets of courses.
It's a barbarian then, I think is what it is. We gotta work out the
Yeah,
5e classes.
I'm gonna
for
go.
different
I'm gonna
Hamilton
go meet up
characters.
with
Get on it.
Percy.
I'll let everyone know where I am too. I'm in the library reading if anybody needs me.
All right. Anyone else wishing to accomplish anything else?
I'm in the kitchen. I want to see if they can make a salad with meat in it.
If they figure out how, bring some up to the library.
Okay, I'm not very up to yeah.
Up to.
Grand Poobah, if this is indeed your request, they will do their very best to do so, and within an hour or so you are presented with a bowl of various textures of shredded, cured, and prepared meats to loosely resemble a salad, I guess.
A mallet.
It's like a giant poke bowl.
Wait, it's not a salad with meat on it. It is a salad made
of
of
meat.
Meat. Yes.
Thin slices.
This is far greater than anything I could have hoped for.
Previously on Hannibal.
Did you invent this just now?
You look at the waitstaff there, and they kind of, actually, sir, it was Chef Varen. And you look over and you see this one, and then you've seen a couple of the chefs in here. You haven't interfaced with them too much. You're not a social figure necessarily, more of a demanding figure when it comes to the food and the meal.
Right.
But you see this gentleman with this very like thin kind of Jonathan Waters pencil mustache.
Yes.
I'm so pleased.
This thinning hair that's short but slicked with a bit of a pattern baldness going on, and he's a bit thick around the waist, and he's sitting there with a big beaming grin of pride.
Chef, this is going to put you on the map. We need to name it.
Well, Grand Poobah, I imagine that would be your honor to give. I am but humbled to present you with such a meal, so the choice is yours.
What fine tender meats are in this dish?
Oh, well, we've got quite a variety. I wanted to provide an extravagant walk through the various creatures that we prepare here in Whitestone. So
Above
we
and
have.
beyond.
Would you like me to continue?
Please, yes.
Yes. All right.
I'm talking to myself.
All right. We have 2 week cured salted goat meat. On top of that, we have hickory kept long angle smoked fish guts mixed in there with a wondrous mix of minced steaks. We've spared no possible expense on the various pieces of the cow. And we've, from that point forward, presented a sprinkling of pork belly. It's been ground up and salt cured as well over the period of about 2 months, usually kept to our various steam meals, but I felt this was a special occasion.
I'm just free dripping saliva like in and on the plate.
So it has a very sedentary layers of the planet type feel to it, whereas each reveal occurs, it's a whole different genus of animal. You're eating nature in a bowl.
I mean, did you even like salt it or nothing? It's just like all these beautiful animals in my own private ark of a bowl.
They came salted.
Well, because it's got goat, fish, beef, and pork in it, I'm gonna call it the Go Phoebe pole.
The Go Phoebe pole it is.
But look, you seem to have like an accent, so look, let's put a little flair on it when you say it.
Yeah.
The bowl of Go Phoebe pole.
Go Phoebe pole.
I like it.
Of course, Grand Poobah.
And I must decree there will be no utensils used when you dine of this sublime dish.
He begins writing these things down.
All right. You would need approval from Lady Cassandra, of course, to put this in the familial
Approval?
Well, if we were to make this the official meal of Whitestone, that is entirely within.
This just gets better and better. Submit whatever paperwork is necessary. See that it's done.
You heard it, folks. Grand Poobah spoken.
Go Phoebe pole.
Go Phoebe pole.
Even better. And I'll just start like hand smashing into my face this delicious salted meat collection.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah. Oh, it is delightful. It is delicious.
You should not be able to make up food that delicious
I
just
know.
on the fly like that. I literally felt like I was at a fucking
title.
restaurant. That was
I want
absurd.
to eat it.
As I was saying Grand Poobah, I knew I was like, this is going to bite me in the ass. Don't know how.
Meat salad, you're welcome.
Yeah, it actually sounds really good. I'm kind of.
And
Cured goat meat.
is currently being submitted to the Senate of Whitestone for approval to become the official dish.
Yeah, after every battle, we'll get all the protein we need, and we will just fart our happy asses
Yeah,
off
yeah.
all night long.
It's all shabu shabu from here on
Yeah,
out.
I had a constitution check. It might improve your speed. All right, so what else
Wow,
do you wish
man.
to do? As it is now getting close to the midnight hour here in
Oh,
Whitestone.
geez.
I've been an extra set of eyes in the library.
Yeah, and I call Vex there as well.
Be there in just a moment, dear. I just want to find Vax. Can I find Vax?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna go look. I'll look in his room, and then I'll look in the temple to the Raven Queen that we have.
I'm in my room.
Hey. I thought
Kiki,
I'd
is
find
that?
you here.
Oh,
Oh, well, no. Hi.
hi.
That's gross.
Is it though? Is it?
Is it? Hey.
Yeah.
One quick thing that I was thinking about, and I know that you keep bringing it up and I keep dodging this, right?
Right.
But, so when I was researching the Raven Queen,
Yes.
she hates undead.
That's kind of a thing, yeah.
So the fact that Delilah Briarwood is back again and the person that we're going after, it kind of seems perfect.
Almost like fate, isn't it?
Hey.
Hey.
Do you think your queen lady's gonna chime in there and help us out? Maybe end this cycle of whatever the fuck it is that she's doing
She will be there.
in the Shadowfell?
She will be with us when we reach the end.
That's so cryptic.
Well, it is religion.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, like Pike has always said, I don't have all the answers at all.
No.
But
I mean, do you talk to her though? Because Pike talks to Sarenrae.
I do.
Right. So have you asked her if she's gonna
Sometimes.
help us kill Delilah Brian?
You know, she's not very big on specifics. It's more of a vibe kind of thing.
Okay.
But the vibe I get, I'm not going to call it good. This is it. This is what you and I have been doing our homework for.
All right.
And it's not going to slow down, it's only going to speed up.
Well.
I don't think I'm going back to Zephyr anytime soon.
Not necessarily. Don't talk like that. I'm serious. You have to keep a positive outlook. Otherwise you're doomed.
This is the best year of my life. I'm very happy.
Good.
Life is good.
Life is good.
We're going to ensure that it stays that way.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry I didn't have more for you.
No. It's about what I expected.
If you see my druid, would you send her to bed?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
And I go to the library.
Okay. Now, Percival, Keyleth, Luke Pike, you're helping out in the library as well?
We're literally reading through old notes right now.
Okay.
A fuck ton of old notes.
Well, Vex arrives to meet up with you guys in the library of Whitestone. Whatever you're doing, Scanlan, I
Vex.
don't know.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Oh, praise Sarenrae. There's so much going on. Okay. Okay. Remember how Whitestone used to be all dead and awful, kind of very similar to the way the other Ziggurat was dead.
Yes.
And then they called the Ziggurat the seed of Palor, right? So what if it was already there? What if she's taking the doorways and dimensions and corrupting them and bastardizing them? And
Wait a minute.
Well, I mean, things.
If she's done that, if she did that to the Sundry, how old is Delilah Briarwood?
Well, we don't.
The Sundry's been around since before.
Sundry was here before the castle was here, but things have always happened here. The city has a history of strange occurrences.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to believe that there was something. Well, there was obviously something beneath the castle before she got here, or else they wouldn't have come here to begin with.
It was a temple to Ayun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the history is back in the Age of Arcanum. This valley housed a temple to Ayun, which was corrupted, and in the calamity, the battle between the gods and mortals that changed the epoch, the knowing mistress suffered a grievous wound from Thresidun, the chained oblivion, and in that battle, Pelor, the Dawn Father, delivered enough of a blow to the chained oblivion to defeat it and aid in locking it away. With the temple still lost beneath this valley, that was when the Sundry seed was planted by Pelor to be guardian over this space.
What was he locking away?
A god called the Chained Oblivion.
The chain oblivion.
Chained Oblivion.
The chained
Thresidun.
oblivion.
Yeah, a mad god of chaos and destruction.
Totally awesome metal band.
Yeah, great.
Big as ever.
Okay, well that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's safe to assume that that's what's down there, and that's what they were looking for when they came here in the first place.
Right.
And Delilah came from Wildmount.
Yes. She was also, I mean...
You did a bunch of research on Vecna. He used to be a man, right?
Yes. He wanted to become the prince of the undead, right? Am I doing that right? No, that was wrong. No.
Vecna wanted... I mean, from what you've come to understand and from the research you've done since the name has come up...
pulling up my notes.
We spent a year reading books.
Right. Now, mind you, the information is still very hard to find.
Right.
Because he's a god of secrets.
Yes.
Well, it's not a god.
He wants to be a god.
God wants to be a...
Yes.
Or at least wants to, and there is some obsession with the ascension of a mortal to a beyond mortal state, which has only been achieved by one being before.
I mean, that sounds a lot like what Delilah's
is doing.
Trying to go for, yes.
What if she is Vecna?
What if she is Vecna?
Well, or she wants to become the next Vecna.
Or what? Yeah.
Is what I
Dread
would
Pirates Roberts of the Vecna. Yeah.
God, you too.
Gotta be.
But she came from Wildmount, where Vecna originated. She came here for research.
She's just finishing what he started.
Maybe she's just finishing what he started. And wasn't she doing a bunch of research for runes and tomes? Do we have like the research that the Briarwoods, didn't we seize a bunch of their research?
We got some of it, but not, they
You got some of it,
burned
and a lot of it dealt with ley energies. There are certain lines that stretch across, invisible lines that stretch across Exandria, where the magical powers that hold together the planes and protect it through like the Divine Gate and other elements.
Do any of those ley lines go through where we were in Marquette?
You don't know that, but you do know that Whitestone resides right beneath a nexus.
Right.
These ley lines were shifted during the calamity, and now one of these nexuses is right over Whitestone, which is why this location was chosen for the ritual that the Briarwoods were assembling.
I wonder if each ziggurat is over a nexus.
It could. Well, we also. I mean, we know we know that she's not ancient because we have a bit of a paper trail. We do know that she was ruling in Wildmount for a while. We do know that she studied at the Alabaster Lyceum briefly.
Yes, and you have. I will
And
say
there's
you
some paperwork from there.
in looking up to background history too. You would know that that King Bertrand Dwendal, the Dwendalian Empire.
I have it in here.
Was given information in regards to the
Dwendal, yes.
Yes, the Briarwoods were essentially accused of forbidden necromancy.
Right.
And were to be arrested and put on trial, and that's when they fled westward towards Taldore and then encountered your family.
Yeah.
So they got run out of Wildmount.
Seemingly.
Yes. From what we understand, that, and again, there's not much that survived that. They tend to cover their tracks.
They were also trying to build that whole bridge situation. Remember the bridge? That was weird.
They wanted to move. Well,
They wanted to move an army, right?
The bridge, from what you can tell, there was no way, plans, or means of even building a bridge, and a bridge has been attempted in the past over the shearing channel. It's just too, the cliffs are too steep and too windy, and the water beneath is too strong, which is why the prospect to the previous sovereign was such a possible, good thing to make a deal with the Briarwoods at the time. But there are no plans. Nothing in their notes spoke of actually making a bridge. It was more a means to get into the Graces.
And probably collect assets as well.
Collect assets.
Okay, if you were run out of somewhere,
Which I have been.
which you have been, after a lot of research,
Which I've done.
and you were trying to do something,
Which I do.
what would be your second place of choosing to go?
Anywhere that they serve some sort of meat salad out.
I'm just saying, if you run out of one place for doing something, I imagine
You're
you'd
thinking
want
maybe they have another portal in Wildmount.
Yes, I do.
Another ziggurat.
There could be several of them.
If they run out of one place for something,
They go to the
my
next.
first thing would be try to find the next place to keep it going.
Right.
And then they
And
got
then
run
she got
out
out
of
of here, so she
here,
went
they
to
went to the
Corral.
third one.
Correct. What if she's already been killed in Wildmount? So many theories, you guys. So many theories. This is
Let's
kind of
not get
exciting.
overly speculative here.
Are ziggurats always pyramids?
That's what a ziggurat is. It's like a
It's like a kick
Aztec.
has always
Bip,
a
bip,
ziggurat.
bip, 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 bip.
We know the Briarwoods also did dealings with the Stormwinds.
What other pyramids have we
Wildmount.
seen though?
First-
Have we seen any other?
The thing we thought the beholder in.
The Mind Flayer
Yeah,
place.
there was a ziggurat there.
That was a ziggurat.
Son of a
Are we
bitch!
getting?
Under Craghammer.
Are
Oh
we
my
getting-
God!
are
Is
we
there a
getting-
ziggurat in Craghammer?
Hell yeah,
Well,
there's a ziggurat. Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
a ziggurat.
technically,
You've seen a few, actually.
I'm speaking in my voice because I'm not
Look
there,
at Matt's
but yeah,
face right
he
now.
said fucking yeah. Oh, he's poker facing it. We said ziggurat many times when we were down there.
Did we see a pyramid when we were in Wildmount? When we went there?
no, we were barely there though.
But it would have been underground.
Or it would have been. I mean,
mean,
Wildmount's
who knows where the fuck it
Wildmount's a
was.
big place.
Yeah.
But wait! What about the temple where we saw the other Sphinx?
The Sphinx, yeah.
Was that another ziggurat there?
That
Yeah.
was in, and that was up in
Vasselheim.
Near
Vasselheim. Thank you.
Ah! Is there a
Or
ziggurat?
under the slave
There's
station.
a ziggurat on every continent.
They can
every
come out
continent
everywhere.
has a ziggurat.
They can come out everywhere.
So collapsing the tunnels didn't really do that much.
It
No,
shut
because-
down
They
one-
limited them vaguely.
It shut one
Potentially.
potential vein of
Yeah.
a dozen.
Whack-a-mole.
It's these damn ley lines. I knew there's been something up with these ley lines, and I tried to talk to the Sundry about it, and he didn't know.
Well, he's a tree.
He's a tree.
So
He only knows
Be
what's
nice to
around
the
him.
Sundry.
No, he's
doing
very
what he
cool.
can.
So all the bodies that were hanging
my fur tree.
under Whitestone, right? They were all like stapled to the walls. Was
Yeah.
that the
Glued-
army? Was she
glued,
trying
like-
to fill them with like
Oh my God, they
necromantic
would have come
energy and-
alive if there had been a giant
Yeah,
blast of
she,
necrotic
the
energy.
bodies weren't feeding the thing. She was trying.
She
to
was
imbue
preparing
them
to
with-
create an army.
Yeah, and they were missing arms.
We didn't look in the
all of them.
ziggurat
Yeah.
in Ankarel. There could have been bodies there
I don't
too.
think they had gotten that far yet.
And one of the things that
I mean, we
what
would've
I
known.
have
Throwing
written down.
magical things into it, though.
Well, her big
was
thing was
magical items
Offerings,
into the...
because they
This
would
is
have become
exciting.
magical
Yeah,
once they
offerings.
got to the other side of the portal. I mean, they would have been great gifts.
What do you think, Terry and Darrington?
Oh,
Or
we're-
Scanlan?
Scanlan.
Terry,
Yeah.
Terry is not here right now.
Terry's
not
fixing
with
Dodie.
Dodie.
fixing
Yeah.
Dodie.
I'm just giving him CPR.
Never given up on anything in your life. Now live.
Ed Harris in the abyss.
Why?
Never given up a day in your life, you bitch.
Scanlan?
I'm in my room praying.
You're not here.
in the room praying.
Praying to
Wow.
Sarenrae.
Or logic.
Amazing.
Logic is a fickle god.
Yeah. Because Desmond, okay, Briarwood, okay, carriage driver. Later, Briarwood was being to
It's like
daylight.
watching your game in fast forward.
Nobles 3 down. Okay, and then Briarwoods have an army. I have in giant, big letters, but I don't know what that means. But I have
Well,
Briarwoods have an army.
Obviously, it would take a very long time to go to every ziggurat that we've seen and see if there's an army inside of it. If they've been preparing things there over this last year that we haven't been doing anything.
Right, and we don't know if any of this is right. We should just go through.
We have.
We should just go to the Shadowfell and fucking end this before she sends out her armies everywhere.
It's best to stop this now before it
We
spills
did let
out
her
to this
regroup a
world.
little bit, but we didn't know what we were doing.
There was nothing. There was
would've been
nothing we
leaping
could have
into
done.
Yeah. You want to mess with the stones? Try and duplicate? I mean, we have 7, right?
We have 7.
We
could go through.
7 of us could go through.
I could also
Well,
probably
there's only 7 of us.
potentially
One of us would
plane
have to lay
shift us
behind.
Who
there.
is the 8th? Count the table, friend.
Terry's staying.
Terry's the 8th. And
Terry's
like,
staying
can
home,
either go
yeah.
through with Terry or I'm just being such an asshole.
Yeah, you're terrible.
I could also maybe plane shift us there with one of these.
Oh, okay.
We may want.
So
each-
if we take damage going through the portal with the stone, does that mean we might take damage if you plane shift us there?
Who knows?
I don't know.
It's the
I say-
Shadowfell. It's like
No, I don't think
perilous.
so.
I say we
No special
we
rules
speak
for-
with Allura, and
No.
if this looks
I mean, we're
looks
not there, but
copacetic,
I
then
think
we're
that-
I
going
mean,
to.
we need to talk to
It might not
Escalindarian
work.
and see what he's
Might not
learned
work.
about the
But it
Shadowfell.
wouldn't
and-
get hurt.
Right?
Okay.
But
He's been studying the Shadowfell too.
Well, since he arrived, yeah.
I
Okay.
think the plan is
Talk
we
to
take
Allura.
the fight to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, is it worth going back to any of the other ziggurats or no?
I don't think so at this point.
I think that it's not
just
time
letting
to
them get stronger.
check
Like
the
the shirt
doors. It's
says.
time to go out and chase them all.
yes.
Yeah.
If we take care of them, it doesn't matter how many ziggurats there are.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Not
We just
gonna-
have to.
hope we don't miss one. Travel
Right.
the world.
Hey, at least Vecna's not a god. Bonus there.
It's true.
That is a bonus.
Let's have an evening, and then tomorrow we'll
Tally ho.
collect what we've learned, and then if we're prepared,
Then go.
jump into a spear of death.
We can't waste time.
Okay, and also just if we jump through the sphere of death, they might be expecting us on the other side of the sphere of death.
Right.
If we plane shift, we might be able to come up with a flinky secret other tactic.
If you can figure out a way to use one of these to create a plane shift that you feel comfortable with, then
We can try that.
I'm all right with that.
I'll talk it over with other magic users first.
Which ones?
Get a buddy
I
to
don't
spot
know.
you. You have to
I
have a
don't know.
spotter.
I don't know. I'll
No,
find
someone.
one.
Fine, we can go visit one of them.
Yeah,
I'm not there.
Wherever.
You're not there.
You're not there, man.
Make the call.
I go. Eskel knows stuff like that.
Let's
He's
all,
a
let's all
very
get some
powerful
sleep,
person.
and in the morning we're going to take care of this. And
I'll
one
talk
way
to
or the other,
Eskel.
we take this fight to
Yeah,
them.
you'll talk to Eskel because I hate that motherfucker.
All right.
He likes you. Well, he doesn't
does.
dislike you any more than he dislikes anybody else.
Yeah, I think he dislikes you less. He just hates everyone.
He is terrible, isn't he?
Crotchety old fuck.
All right, so you're all going to go in for the evening, and we'll come back to this. in the
Wait,
morning.
1 second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When you go to bed?
Go ahead.
When you come back? Did you guys?
Oh my gosh, we figured out so much stuff. Okay.
Give me the give me the
line up
download.
might be Vecna, and then all this. There's ziggurats everywhere, and we're so dumb because we probably seen like several ziggurats, and they're all on these massive ley lines, and I give them a whole download.
Okay.
Holy moly! Aha. Do you need to get word back home? Because I don't think we're going home.
What do you mean?
I mean, the dreams that I've been having all year and telling you about, they felt like this. This is the moment.
You think if we go in, we're never coming back?
I'm not saying that. But
You think if we go in, you're never coming back?
well, I didn't say that either. We were going to go back in a day or two, and I don't think that's happening. You think everyone at home, they're good?
I'll have someone send a message.
Okay.
You can't resign to this. You can't give up on me. Or
Kiki,
this.
I'm not giving up on you. I will never give up on you.
I can see it in your eyes. You think this is it.
I'm so glad that we're together for this, whatever it is. And no, I'm not resigned. I would love to see you off to a very long life in Zephyr. No, with you, until I'm not with you. That's just, Your dad's probably worrying. I worry about him worrying about you, that's all.
Really, everything going on right now, and you're worried about my dad? Typical boyfriend, I guess. That's fair.
You know, I am so anxious right now, and the only thing that is going to distract me is all your fucking freckles, so come to bed. All right? Come on.
Promise me you'll come back with me, no matter what.
I promise.
Even if it doesn't happen, just promise.
Well, that's an easy promise to make. I promise.
I just need you to believe it.
I believe. Get the fuck in this bed.
Sure.
Okay. So as you all find your evening's rest, preparing for the next morning and whatever means you wish to prepare for, we're going to take a break. We'll be back here in a few minutes to pick up this next length of the journey, see where it takes us. We're giving away on the break a Purple Heart dice box from Wormwood. Same color. It's a good one. It's really awesome. Interior there. Get that Scanlan wood.
I mean, the Gaybone ebony is really nice, but the Purple Heart is...
Did you say Gaybone?
It's the Gaybone, Gabbon? Gaybone?
Gavin.
Yeah.
Gaybone.
Yes. So for that contest, you need to come over to Twitch chat. And I've actually forgotten what word we chose for today.
Scorsese.
What was the word? Choose? Thank you. Whisper. The word is whisper. So go ahead and, when prompted, go ahead and enter whisper into the chat room to enter, and we'll come back to the break to announce who the lucky winner is. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
I love this table!
To prevent future FOMO, check out the upcoming slate of new Geek and Sundry, Nerdist, and Alpha shows heading to you very, very soon. On the Geek and Sundry channel, Dave Reynolds and Molly Dworsky from Robot Teammate bring you Interior Writer's Room. Every week, you will help Dave, Molly, and a panel of other awesome creative folks to write a short sketch, which will be filmed and premiered on the following week's episode. Cool! And we are very excited to present the very first live stream of the new Star Trek RPG on the new GNS channel, Shield of Tomorrow. Join Captain Hector Navarro and his crew, Bonnie Gordon, Sam DeLev, Amy Dallin, and Eliza Pearl, as they set out into the farthest reaches of space. And speaking of space, over on Alpha, join Kyle Hill as he explores all of your favorite fictional planets on the space program. It's the cosmos of your dreams. If you grew up with cartoons like Animaniacs or TMNT, you no doubt have heard the voice of the legendary Rob Paulson. And on his new Alpha show, Talkin' Tunes, Rob will sit down with other great voice actors to discuss their experiences in VO, as well as perform some famous scenes as your favorite characters. If you think short films don't get the love they deserve, well, do I have the show for you! Short Ends, hosted by Andre Gower and Ryan Lambert, will take you behind the scenes of some of the best short films you've never seen. And finally, Geek and Sundry would like to present our new series, Sagas of Sundry, an exciting 4D tabletop show that brings board games to life. The first season will feature the horror RPG, Dread. The game will be led by Ivan Van Norman and stars many of your GNS favorites, Amy Dallin, Matthew Mercer, Satine Phoenix, Taliesin Jaffe, and Amy Vorpahl. Hey, that's me! So I hope you marked your calendars for this exciting new slate of shows coming to you soon on Geek and Sundry, Nerdist, and Alpha. See you next week!
Oh, hello there. I'm Tyrion Darrington of the Slayer's Cake. The Slayer's Cake, your pals. In a pastry pinch. Go now? Okay. Heading to a fancy banquet and not sure if your hosts are undead? Slayer's Cake. Say it's Winter's Crest and you don't know what to get your secret Sarenrae. Possibly because you've never given a gift before. It could happen. Slayer's Cake! We even have miniature cakes for that special gnome one in your life.
Those are cupcakes, Terry.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean... But hey, if I still haven't convinced you, don't take my word for it. Are we still?
Delicious.
Wow, so light. And I would know I'm a cleric. Or what?
So come on down to the Slayer's Cake, located in downtown Whitestone. Look for the big unsanitary bear. You can't miss it. And don't forget, don't step in bear shit.
Bumper VO. The Slayer's Cake. Open till 6 p.m., 7 on weekends. Closed Thursdays for adventuring. Slayer's Cake aprons available now. What? We have aprons, Terry? You didn't tell me we have aprons.
Everybody here is a woodworker and everyone here is a gamer. You know, as soon as we started bringing our skill set to the tabletop gaming accessory world, there was immediate demand. The passion's there. The passion for role-playing, the passion for gaming, and that dovetails in with our passion for woodworking. I would say being involved with Critical Role is amazing.
You know, you're reaching passionate people. People who are passionate about that, you know, there's a pretty good chance that they'll have, a passion for what we're doing too.
Yeah. I'm proud that we're keeping a tradition of handwork alive and passing it on and expanding it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could have said it better. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Oh, hey!
Oh, the critters are here.
Look, what are you guys doing here? Man, we were just about to pop in the time travel mart.
If you're in the neighborhood, you want to go in for this?
All right, let's go.
Come on, guys.
Okay, critters, I would love you guys to meet Joel. He's one of the executive directors here on the 826 LA turf. So tell me a little bit about...
Hey, look, they have melancholy in a bottle. This one's my favorite.
That's cool, man.
I'm gonna eat that.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what 826 LA is and what 826 is in general for people who might not know.
Absolutely. So 826 LA is a writing and tutoring organization, and we support kids ages 6 to 18 with their creative writing, and we also support teachers in classrooms by bringing in volunteers and supporting the writing process. Kids get through school, and writing is one of those things that just kind of isn't always focused on as much, and then they get to college and it's a little bit challenging for them to sort of wake up to
Get
that.
back in the swing of things. Okay, so I know you guys...
Look at that, they have Dark Ages soap in case you want to take a
All right, that's great.
a bath.
That's nice. I'm gonna... All right. So this is the time travel mart.
That's right.
And what do you guys have to do to maintain this?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, you know, it's an exciting place in the neighborhood. We have a lot of visitors who come through, a lot of time travelers who come through, who need to replenish their stock of woolly mammoth meat chunks. There's barbarian repellent, which is on sale. What makes 826 work is really support, funding, and volunteers. And so we have a lot of individuals who either get involved with the work in the back, where it's writing and one-on-one attention to the students, or we also have very creative folks like you guys and others who helped us design ideas that we could turn into products that we sell in these stores. And all this money helps us pay for the free services we provide in the back.
The critter community, I know, has been so in love with you guys and helping out. What have you been able to do with their support? I know they'd love to know.
Well, first of all, huge thank you. Just in the last 2 years, thanks to the critter support, we've raised over $125,000. I mean, well, I'll tell you what that's done. $125,000 has helped us with our writer's room in South LA, where we serve up to 700 kids a year. It's helped us put out like 400 titles of books in a year, from our field trip books, which we are doing on both sides of town on a daily basis, to the big publications we do with different schools. All of that helps us keep writing alive with our students. It's been a tremendous help.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, we love creative writers and flying turtles and flying cows and everything that we would probably do in our game. So it's very important.
I found a critter. Can we keep this one?
You already have too many.
Just one!
Liam, we've talked about this.
We're gonna keep you.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. He's excitable.
It's an exciting place.
Yeah. Can you tell people if they want to get involved, how to do that, and if there might be an 826 near them?
Thank you. So we're actually part of a national group of chapters. We have chapters in New York, in DC, San Francisco, and Detroit now. We just opened a chapter in Detroit.
Oh, Detroit, that's awesome.
Beautiful city. We also have, a Boston chapter as well. They have a Bigfoot Research Institute in front of their store. The one in New York has a superhero supply store. San Francisco has the pirate store. But all of them have that fun, creative aspect, and then they also have the very serious work that is providing one-on-one attention to students in the back. So we need supporters all throughout the nation to help us keep this very important work going.
Well, thank you so much, Joel. I'm glad I got to introduce you to the critters. And come down, check out the Time Travel Mart. It's awesome. And look into 826 in your area. We're gonna go shopping some more.
Thank you.
I just moved here, and the first place that I went to was an 826 outlet.
Really? No way.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Critical Role. Oh God, they're closer now. I'm starting to rethink this scenario.
Life comes at you fast, man.
That it does, apparently. Anyway, welcome back.
I think that was the best one I've ever heard, though. Ashley, that was a really good.
That was pretty good. And you may fight one later.
Yeah.
So
great.
As you guys rested for the evening and found yourself the following morning presenting the possibility of making your way into the Shadowfell and what waits for you there, you come to consciousness, you have your morning meal, you begin to plot and plan. What do you wish to do?
Go to the Shadowfell.
Go find Eskel, find out, like somebody else is going to go find out from him, right?
I'm going to tag along.
He's actually eating out in the garden. He has like one of the little tables set out there, and It's kind of a nice morning out in Whitestone right now. It's chilly, but the clouds are broken a bit. You can see some blue skies, a little bit of sun breaking through, and he's out there with Jack, his associate, who's in the process of like cutting his food for him, while Eskel's sitting there, kind of still looking through books, and kind of occasionally reaching over and plucking things from his plate to eat. And as you approach him, he doesn't even look up and goes, "Yes, what do you require?"
Oh, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you as well, I suppose.
Lovely weather today, isn't it?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It is weather, yes.
So, how's the research on the Shadowfell going?
I mean, it's done. I've researched it. I don't know what you require.
Oh, all of it. All the research?
Well,
information.
as much as within the tomes I have at my disposal, yes. I mean,
Anything we should, know? You know, anything important?
Bullet points.
Fill us in a little bit? Spark notes?
it's kind of a plane of negative energy, and elements of it are used to funnel the transition of souls from life to death or back. A number of it is scourged by undeath and those that skirt that process. It exists as a mirror plane, much like the Feywild. There are elements that resemble Exandria, but twisted, shifted. It is a very barren, very broken, dust-filled, dark, not a very pleasant place, really.
And chock full of undead, you said?
Elements of it, yes.
Used to transport souls. Give me a second.
Sorry, she carries this book around.
It's very
She's
important.
Very precise with her notes.
Good, you should be. Precision
It
is
comes in handy.
recommended.
Okay. And I'm going to show him the necklace that we found. This seems to have a slight magical attunement to the Shadowfell. Do you think I could use this as a plane shifting device?
You would need some alteration. It's possible.
Alteration.
A very careful alteration. You need it to be a very narrow fork in order to properly channel the spell. And this does not quite match the proper division of magical energies. It could be physically altered to do so, but too much and you ruin the minor enchantment and attunement.
All right, that's very good to know.
But doable.
With how much time?
I don't know. I don't. Not a metal worker. I imagine not too much.
Okay. Are you able to send messages? You have sending, yeah.
He leans back, looking slightly offended. I have means to communicate with individuals of importance, yes.
I was just wondering if you could tell my dad that I might be gone for a long time.
I have absolutely no interest in any of what you just said.
I'd really owe you one, Eskel. Just, a quick message.
I'm not a messenger service for individuals' parental units.
Well, we are potentially going to throw ourselves at the greatest evil that this world has ever known in the hopes that the entire world can survive. So that's a big favor. That's a big gimme for you. So maybe in exchange for that, you could just, send a little message.
Yeah, just to my dad to let him know that I might die attempting to...
Who's your father?
Corin.
Who
The
is the
Ashari, who is one of the headmasters of the Council of the Air.
of the wind people, whatever. Right, okay.
Yes.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Thinks for a second. Kind of begins to run his finger in the air. You watch this faint scrolling of soft bluish white light. Kind of turns to smoke and then vanishes. All right, he knows you're going to be off doing stuff in the Shadowfell and probably won't be back for a while.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we maybe borrow your research notes on the Shadowfell? Is that a thing? No? Thank you.
Seriously. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I will call into this favor later.
Sure. You know where to find us. What?
Nothing.
All right. Enjoy your tea and biscuits.
I will.
Thanks, Eskel.
Are they sweet or savory?
They're delicious.
I grab them.
You don't drink. Go.
While that was going on, is that caravan still in town that was coming through? Because we've only been gone like a day.
Yeah, no, it's still in town.
Are there any fancy fucking chalices that I can fucking buy for a hero's feast?
Hey. Whitestone is made of fancy chalices, isn't it?
We have a chalice room.
Chalice.
I will say, if you're spending a good portion of the morning going around asking, and being your charismatic self and well-versed in gathering information in a marketplace, you do find 2 chalices for sale that would match the specifications required to cast a hero's feast.
Hey, you want to buy a chalice?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
The finest chalice
Chalice.
is this side of Well.
Tankers.
It's crazy.
Sipping cups. What you need.
One of them is
So,
super
2
gauche.
is definitely doable.
This one
comes in
got
a
an
Tiffany
anti-dribble chin edge. For all those nights you're drinking too hard and you don't want to spill all over your front pouch, I hear you.
Do you have a sippy cup lid though?
Yeah.
Get one with a mustache grill.
That'll catch
I want to keep my
you.
mustache clean.
How much?
5 gold
5 gold.
for the sippy cup.
Hey, is this fancy enough for a hero's feast?
How much for the cup?
Each cup, because these travel quite a bit, they run you about 1,200 gold pieces.
1,200 gold pieces.
A piece or total?
A piece.
You.
Why is the school crossing guard from my hometown in New Jersey in Whitestone right now?
Hey, you think I've been busy after you left school?
Everybody in Weehawken's like, what happened to Larry?
Found a new occupation. Chalice collector.
What am I going to do with all these chalices?
Actually.
Well, Larry, you know that these chalices are probably going to be used to save the world.
Well, that sounds like a perfect reason to buy them.
It does, doesn't it? And just think how wonderful it'll be when you can tell everyone that you sell to that you sold the things that saved the world to Vox Machina.
Make a persuasion check.
Roll one. No, it wasn't 1.
It's okay.
Persuasion 19.
It's the Vox Machina, you say. You know these folks.
Lady Vixalia, at your service.
His eye kind of widens on one side.
I have not really seen or know much about you folks from sight, but I've heard of tales of you.
I turn and show him the scales from the Crema Conclave.
That real dragon? No shit. Well, I mean, tell you what.
He pulls out a piece of paper and starts like scrawling on it. He pulls his inkwell and is like dipping it.
If you would do the honor of signing this official document that says that these were sold to none other than Lady Vixalia of Vox Machina, that I could use as proof of this transaction for my own promotional purposes, I'll be happy to give you both of these
This is my favorite shop on the Citadel.
This is the equivalent of like the headshot on the wall.
Yeah, basically.
I will happily give you both of these at a discount of 1,000 gold pieces apiece.
I like your style. Can I just insight and like make sure that this isn't like some sort of enchanted piece of fucking...
Sure, go for it.
If you could use the hashtag
I don't know. Yeah, what would I add to that?
About it. Your insight.
Insight?
Yeah. To see if he's
Oh, okay.
keeping
Instead
anything
he's
hidden.
full of shit. 14?
14. Kind of hard to read.
You know what? Okay, we're probably gonna die anyway.
So belongs
there. A pleasure doing business with you.
2,000 gold.
Milady.
Alright.
Hands you the 2 chalices. They're beautiful. One's more kind of reddish gem encrusted. The other is just like a platinum spiral that runs around the base of it. They're both beautiful,
And you
intricate.
just threw in the sippy cup lid as a little.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. For the chalice on the go.
Yes. Now stay in school, Liam. Stay in school.
Wait, that guy looks familiar.
Oh, I forgot to also say we have a winner, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Who it is?
Kia Jade. is the
Kia
next winner.
Jade.
Kia Jade.
Kia Jade, congratulations. I should have mentioned that, but I got caught up in the story. Like that, it's never happened before. But congratulations. All right, so you've acquired your chalices. What else? What other business you guys want to take care of?
I'm gonna make sure I have enough powder and shot for a bit of a jaunt. So I'm going into the stores of what we make here and reloading. I'm also going to see if I'm going to try and make some silver shot. I've never tried it before.
Rally the Great Danes.
Okay.
Oh,
Not
and
a ton. I want to try and make 12. I want to see if I can make 12.
Go make a tinkering check, dexterity.
Tinkering check.
Well, no. This would be intelligence.
This is intelligence, not tinkering.
Yeah, because it's a new concept.
It's a new
something
concept.
You're trying new.
So, intelligence check.
Yes. Plus your proficiency.
Plus my proficiency. That's 19.
19. Sure. You managed to make about 12 pieces of silver shot. You know that for the most part, because it isn't quite as hard as other forms, it's going to be, but it is susceptible to enchantment and or anything that was.
Which is why I was going to then take those to Pike. I don't entirely understand how this works, but I had an idea, and I show her the 12 silver bearings, basically. Would you know how to bless something like this?
I could certainly try.
I think this might come in handy. It's just a wild idea. I don't know. I'm trying to think of surprising her with something.
I think that's actually a fantastic idea.
They're a bit hard to make, and they're not particularly. They may just not be useful at all. But yeah, I thought. I don't know how any of this works, so.
I'll see what I can do.
Silver.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Okay. So you take the silver shot. You want to try anything else?
Oh, yeah, I want to buy some holy oil. Or just go get some holy oil from the church or something. Where do I get holy oil?
From the church.
Make an invention.
From the church.
I mean, we've gotten holy oil before.
Hey,
I
welcome
can't
back.
remember.
We need holy oil.
We've got chalices. We've got holy oil. You want some myrrh?
21.
21.
I mainly deal to Catholic churches.
You look like you're looking for something to buy.
Oh, really?
Dory?
Larry, do you have any holy oil?
My lady, do I?
Oh no.
I happen to have one vial of holy oil, good for 2 applications.
All right, that's it. Just one.
That's it.
Traveled a long way, and you were a little late in the shopping day.
All right.
I was all full on them, but they've been flying off the shelf. My apologies.
Skeletons
Wait,
everywhere.
Vex,
What?
I have some holy oil.
How much?
I don't know. I just have a vial of it.
Okay.
I don't know how much
That's good.
that is.
That's good for 2 applications, I think.
Probably good for 2
Say
applications.
three applications for the vial that you have.
Oh, this one has a little bit missing.
Yeah.
How much? Because this is less than it normally is.
Look, you've already done some good business with me. I'll give it to you for 150.
What's your design this post?
For my new Hawaiian poke bowl restaurant.
All right.
I would eat there all the time.
Sure. 150 gold. Sure.
All right,
Only because
there you
Percy
go.
gave me a look. No, you know what? Yeah, okay.
Okay.
She's
All right.
going to keep trying looks into one
There's
word.
a lot to unpack there.
Thank you.
I'm not hearing
got an estate
music,
by
but
this
we'll check that
point.
in a second.
I'm not going to quibble over 50 gold.
Anything else? Anybody else
I don't have
preparing
any
anything?
gold in my
Yeah,
no gold.
I want
I'm a little
to
low
track down
myself.
Kynan just for a minute.
Okay.
I need him while we're going.
You find him. He's it's early morning. They finished their early round of training for the morning, and some of the early Pale Guard recruits are actually in the process of rushing off and taking a small kind of lunch break. And he's currently taking a lot of the equipment from the training grounds and setting it aside in the various weapon racks and generally cleaning up the space as you approach. And he kind of looks over his shoulder as he sets some of the practice blades along the edge. And
Hey, brother man.
hi.
How's all?
Good. All is well.
Yeah.
Just keeping things going. Got a lot of good up and coming folks.
Yeah, you got all these ladies and gentlemen in shape?
Working on it.
Yeah.
It's a process.
I don't want to take up a lot of your time. We just got in and we're heading out again.
Right.
Anyway, you know, I'm glad that I have Simon back, but I feel bad because I gave it to you and I took it away. So, but we're leaving and I want to travel light, so I just wanted to make it up for you. I have this. I'm going to give you this dagger. It's the keen dagger. Take this. It's too much. I can't use it. I've got this thing. So, yeah. Anyway,
You run a lightsaber the whole time?
just hold on to it.
That's bullshit.
Just hold on to it. That's it.
Well, thank you very much. I'll keep it at my side. He takes like the basic dagger out of his sheath and kind of like chucks it in the corner and.
Yeah, that one's better. And thanks. And I think Percy's thankful too. I think you're doing really good work here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Long twisted road, but look where we are. Look where you are.
There's still a ways to go.
Pat, pat.
You know, like,
Pat where?
On his dick, obviously.
He goes find us the table.
The open palm.
Turn it off on his cheek.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's it. Anyway, you're busy. We'll see you soon.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
I will. Keep up the good work.
All right.
I guess Tyrion will go find Vex and just stumble up and say, I have to stay here and keep working on Doty. I understand you're leaving today.
You're not going to come with us.
I cannot. I have to stay and fix Doty and get back to my home. I'm sorry. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor.
Don't say it's been a pleasure.
No, it's been an honor to have your acquaintance, and I'm afraid I have to return. But perhaps we'll meet again sometime.
I give him a big old hug.
No.
And I give him
3 copper.
I don't have any feathers left. I don't think.
Do you have any money?
Give him a drink.
I have no money, Terry.
I need money.
Technically speaking, you've been on salary, so there would have been.
Terry,
Part
well,
owner of a
How about
bakery.
this? How about this? I wrote you a check. Can you just rip it up? I don't think I can pay it ever.
Terry, I ripped it up about 2 weeks after you moved in.
Oh. Thank you. And you have no other money on you.
I open up my pouch and I've got 0 personal gold. There's party funds.
Well, I feel like I should leave you with all of my belongings and all of my magical items. But I need them for my brigade.
Yeah, I understand.
So I'll leave you with the seashell crown that who gave me? Grog? No,
Percy.
Percy gave me.
I
No, I
think
want to
he'd
keep
want
that.
you to
I want to
have
keep
that,
that.
yeah,
Yes.
She's got her own.
Do you want the half of a geode rock with a 30 living souls inside of it?
Yeah, give it to me.
That could be very useful where we're going.
Thanks, bro.
I mean, I can't use it, but
30 soul rock. Got it. 30.
Seems like it's
30
rock soul.
Fucking soul just sitting in a rock.
Yeah, maybe you know
think
what?
my shit's weird.
Maybe I should have shown that to Pike sometime in the last year.
I will show it to her. I will show it to her.
Yep.
That's just
Yeah,
sitting
it's one
on
of
your
those things
bedside.
that you just
hasn't it?
forget
Just like
about.
slowly making the sound.
He just like sucks on it every once in a while. Like,
If you get really, really close at night, you hear this like faint. He just puts another pillow over it.
New eternal torment would take so long.
Limbo for a year.
Anything else that you want to?
I'll give. And do you think you'll see Percy anytime soon?
I think I might.
When you do, dink, can you give him this little gem for his flashlight? I can't spare many, but that'll give him one flashlight.
Definitely.
He'll have to come back anyway because he doesn't know how to make the ammo for.
How are you going to
his
get?
gun.
How are you going to get Dirty home?
Well, after he's fixed, me and Chod will.
Right.
I guess
Lionel.
we'll.
I think he likes to be called Lionel.
I prefer Chod.
Yeah.
I think we'll just set off the old-fashioned way. you know.
See who you pick up along the way.
Ooh, I could be chapter 1 of the new book.
Exactly.
Yes, a new hope. Something like that. I don't know.
I like it. It's
What-
epic. Ooh, catchy.
Yes.
Working type.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to say have fun because you're going to a terrible place.
We might not make it out alive.
But
If you talk to my brother, that's what he says. I mean, he says it every time.
I never said that.
if you die, I will be very upset. And hey, if I die, your thing will glow, so that'll be good.
Same.
Yeah.
So we'll know.
I'll see you sometime in Wildmount.
Of course, we'll come visit you.
All right.
I love you so much.
You too. Take care of your hair. You know, you shouldn't wash it as often as you do. It just makes it dry and flaky.
The oil is helpful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Get it trimmed every 2 weeks.
Right.
And have someone comb it.
Yeah, I probably should do that, huh?
It's really disgusting sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll brush it 100 brush strokes every night, just like you.
Thank you. All right. Goodbye. I'll see you soon, little elf girl.
Bye, Goldie.
All right. So, what do you wish to do, guys?
Is there a way that I can bless these bullets?
They're musket balls, technically. They're not bullets. So
yeah.
I'll go find them and give
you
them
could.
the
It'll
gem.
take you a while to do so. I mean, you can temporarily bless them with a bless spell, but
Yeah.
to like
I mean-
infuse them with a blessing would be the equivalent of like a small enchantment. So it would take you like a couple of days or something.
Well, I could start it, depending on when we leave. I guess. I
But
don't
we
know.
have to make.
I mean, I have bless. I was looking at that, but I didn't know I could use that on actual objects other than people.
We also have to modify one of the necklaces.
Oh yeah, that needs to go to a blacksmith or something.
Well, unless we just want to go through the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, let's do that.
The old-fashioned way.
We can't plane shift unless we alter the necklace.
But we have enough necklaces that we could just jump through. I mean, like
that one.
And they didn't seem.
We just might take a little bit of damage on the way through.
I'm game.
Yeah, you have like a gajillion
I
health
also
points.
thought of something overnight.
Yeah.
All right. It hurt because it's kind of brilliant. Can you hold your breath for like 11 seconds?
Sure.
Why?
Yeah.
Why don't all you bitches just hop in the bag of holding? I'll jump through, take all the damage for us, and then you just pop right back out.
I can think of many reasons why that's probably not a good idea.
What could it possibly be? I mean,
The
like,
bag of holding is sort of this negative space that it's just not designed to sustain life.
Have
on
you ever
any-
been in one?
It's very specifically not. Because things die in there.
Yeah, Scrog, think
I
about
didn't
all the things you've pulled out there that looked like sloppy joes when they didn't look like that going in.
Let's put something living inside of there and wait like 10 seconds and then take it out and see if it's still alive.
But it has to be able to hold its breath. If we throw like a dog in there.
So if it breathes, it'll die.
Yeah, well, there's
Well,
like
but if-
there's no air, I don't think.
What if it's like 10 seconds and it's not knowing to hold its breath, it'll come out alive still?
Ooh, well,
Maybe
what
if you
would
wanna
we
do
put in
CPR
there?
Or
on
what,
it,
what if the
whatever.
things inside take the damage even if they are in the bag of holding?
We should find out. Are you going in?
No.
I mean,
I'll
you
go
stick
in.
your hand in there all the time.
The hand-
No. No?
This is not a magic you want to be messing around
Oh, I
with.
just wanted to put it out there. We can all just take the stones and go through. I mean,
Let's just go through.
Yeah, I bet it's not going to be that bad of a deal.
No, this is the fantasy equivalent of locking yourself in a refrigerator. It's just one of the things.
Just wanted to put it out there if you wanted to, like, live on the edge of life, but no, we'll just do it the boring way.
I feel pretty comfortable with the level of risk taking of jumping into a giant sphere that crushes anything that touches it.
Definitely a very large amount of risk taking already. Yeah.
It's a
Can
matter-
anybody tell if this plate is cursed? Can you tell if something's cursed, bro?
Oh, the armor?
Yeah.
Nah.
Can you tell if something is cursed, Pike?
I could try.
Can
Let me just Check it out.
Give it
See?
the
It's a
hairy
great
eyeball.
face. That is a face that says, "I'm giving you nothing."
Yeah. Hold on.
It is the Matt versus
Oh,
nothing.
Yeah.
Garlic chicken.
Ew, gross.
Why?
Were you the one burping earlier too?
Well, I blow it that way though.
Yeah, but somebody burped in like the first half of the game and it was foul.
Probably me. Probably. Should've taken your eyebrows off.
Careful where you aim that. You might break a camera over there. They're
All right, let's
right
go.
in the path.
Let's go. Let's
Okay,
move.
okay, but I'm just trying to figure out if this plate mail is cursed or not.
Why?
So that we
Who
can
the fuck cares? We're going to a cursed place.
No, but it's so that we can put it on somebody here.
Let's grab a little bit of funds.
what?
Do we have the group funds as well? We have access to the
Yeah.
group funds.
Think one plate armor is going to do anything?
Do we have the tea set?
Yeah.
All right.
Scanlan's back.
Yeah. Let's go.
Guess who's back?
Hang on. Do we want to do a hero's feast?
Not yet.
No?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because what if something's waiting for us on the other
What
side?
if nothing's waiting for us on
And
the
we've
outside?
wasted
Now
it.
we're at one
Yeah.
hero's
Yeah,
feast.
but what if there is?
We got to mention.
But what if there is?
Then we dive into the mansion. We have a hero's feast.
We gotta waste a fucking minute. We gotta protect Scanlan for a minute.
I think we're going to be okay.
I'm with you, Bo. I
Sure.
think.
I think overcautious. There is such a thing as even when jumping into the depths of the undead, there is such a thing as overcaution.
Alright.
Let's go down to the Ziggy Rod.
I'm putting the as I hit the microphone. Do not hit your microphone when you put on your necklace. I'm putting on my necklace.
Okay, I'll put on my necklace.
Put it on the necklace.
Each of you don one of these symbols.
Yeah.
Do we need to put on the robes too that we found? Robes?
That's up
Nah,
to you.
fuck the
No
robes.
robe for me. I want them to see me coming.
Oh yeah.
All right.
You don't need the robes.
Do you want the robes,
I
Mr.
don't
Rogi?
feel strongly about it.
Yeah, I mean, if we put on the robes, we got to pull out an eyeball each, too.
About that. I mean, we're about to jump into.
We're already there. We're standing at the
goodness know
wall.
what.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Are we going down? Sure.
Sure.
Yes. We go down to the ziggurat.
All right, you find your way down to the subterranean tunnels beneath Whitestone, winding through the caverns until you enter the chamber that contains the ziggurat where you initially faced off with the Briarwoods. As you climb to the top, there before you see standing in all of its glory the black, as you called it, spinning orb of death. Approximately that large now. And it's just this dark void that as you get close, it has this this weird vibration to it. And there it is, just suspended about 4 feet off the ground at the top of this ziggurat.
Can I get close to it and just put the necklace near it without touching it?
Okay, yeah. You go ahead and put the necklace near it, and you watch as the sphere, this weird kind of grayish aura around it begins to just emanate ever so faintly, almost like the closer it gets, the brighter this weird gray aura tends to get, the whiter it grows.
That seems promising,
I'm right behind you.
right?
Who first?
Me.
Ah!
All right.
Well, that happened.
I would like you to make a Constitution saving
Keyleth
throw.
reaches for Vax
Oh,
right as he
God.
goes in. I was like, wow, shit.
I'll use my first luck of the day. Wasn't that bad, but it's an important rule.
Okay, that's better. That's way better.
20.
20. Okay.
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh,
Things.
a lot of dice.
Oh, Jesus, that's so many dice.
Wait, are we gonna bam in with that good stone?
He twitched again.
Mm-hmm.
You take 11 points of necrotic damage. Anybody else?
Just that? That's it?
Well, you don't know.
You don't know that. You just saw him
No.
vanish.
Well,
I'm game. I'll go.
He just, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh.
I
Everybody
go
going in?
I'm going
Yep.
into
In.
Go in.
All right, everyone
Yep.
make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'll do.
9.
Don't fuck me,
No,
kill.
17.
17.
Yeah, that could be worse.
23.
A saving throw?
Okay.
Yeah.
22 points of necrotic damage. 11 points of necrotic damage.
9.
22 points of necrotic damage. 22 points of necrotic damage.
You.
22 points of necrotic damage.
16.
22 points of necrotic damage. So, as you leap into this sphere, you feel as if the gravity that holds you to the ground, or sometimes the ceiling, bends around you and your limbs are wrenched forward, like someone has you in a full Nelson that doesn't end. Your body is about to be condensed and crushed when you feel the symbol kind of pulse and the gravity lessens somewhat. It's still tearing into you, and you feel this coldness and this numbness come over your body as you feel like you're like a square peg being pushed through a round hole, physically pushed through it against your will. And you begin to yell out in pain instinctually before it comes to a stop, and you all land to your feet. Out of breath, the numbness begins to fade to immediate pins and needles, just pain across your entire body. You feel like someone just raked a number of tacks across every surface of your skin. And as the pain begins to throb, you can feel the blood kind of pulsing throughout your body as it all shoots to the surface. You still sense that you, thanks to the symbols around your neck, you managed to withstand a much more dangerous arrival. As your eyes focus,
That was like the DMV.
as your eyes focus, you already feel the chilled air that surrounds you, like a cold, cold winter morning. The sky above is sunless and gray, like an overcast horizon without clouds to texture it, breached by distant mountain ranges like so much broken glass. You see behind you immediately the other corresponding siphon, floating, bright gray-white in color and glowing, the same color that you saw briefly shifted to in the ziggurat near Ankara. Beneath it, you find shards of ruined objects, piles of long dead bodies of flesh and bone, rended and twisted like they've been put through some rapid tornado at different sides of their body. And you see a lot of these shattered pieces of wood and metal were all a number of objects that were thrown in here during the experimental phase when you guys first uncovered this. You look around and notice you now stand atop a rectangular platform of dark, smooth stone, about 15 feet on each side. And beneath the edge is about 20 feet down until it comes to the ground. So you're on an elevated stone platform that this siphon is affixed to above, floating about 4 feet off the top of the surface. And you look down to the ground immediately around you, and you see it is dry and cracked badlands, and seems to spread out, making up the majority of the Shadowfell around you. And surrounding your location, your sight clarifies to see what appears to be hundreds of buildings and structures that form this shade of an ancient city. Like a town, sprawling village. Half of the structures toppled and destroyed, piles of rubble and rock, and the ground itself seems to just jut up in places, these tiny shooting spires of black and gray earth that the city has either been built around or seem to have grown through. As you look past that, you see movement throughout the streets in the distance. But before you can focus on that, your vision immediately sticks towards, in the center of this circular-like city, the standing, ominous, commanding, massive spire of obsidian black, familiar to both of you through two different types of vision you've experienced. A jagged monolith that exudes ancient hatred, encircled by dozens of dark winged beasts that watch over the dreary skies. Who here is proficient in history?
Nobody is proficient in history.
We're doomed to repeat it.
Dumb fucks.
Really? Personally?
No, I have other
qualities.
Other qualities. History was not my forefront. I mean, I know Whitestone, but
right.
Somewhere Tyrion is like reading a history book.
Exactly.
You chose.
The two of you make history checks with disadvantage because you lack proficiency. Yes, you being a bard, you pick up information in passing, but with disadvantage, each of you.
9.
11.
Oh, God.
Ooh, that's a bad sign.
All right.
No.
You have no inclination of where you stand or what's before you.
no.
All you know is you stand now on the cold plain of the Shadowfell, the echo of the prime material.
We have a book.
You
Our
have a book.
notes on the Shadowfell.
You do.
We Can we consult the Rand McNally
Rand McNally map guide? Yeah.
You're welcome to. Just so you guys know, you were all standing like out in the middle of the
We should
open
probably
on
get
this large stone
undercover.
platform, looking down in the center of this giant
Let's get
city
off
of
this
moving
platform.
There are things that are moving
inside.
below,
We're
I
going to
see.
get off
in
this
the-
platform.
Okay.
And the ziggurat is above us?
There's no ziggurat.
No.
There is
Just
the
a raised
large
platform.
black spire, but that's in the center of the city, maybe 2 miles off from.
As
our
we hop
location.
down, I cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us.
Thank you. And
Thank
are the
you.
buildings around us, or are we in the middle of a field, a plain, Badlands?
You guys, I mean, there are buildings. You see 2 structures, maybe about 50 or 60 feet from you on each side, and then going forward from your current position, it leads right into the city. So this structure is kind of on the outskirts. It's like right on the perimeter.
Do we see any other orbs around?
Make a perception check.
25.
You glance, and in the faint gray sky above you, around the glowing white-gray orb, this side of the siphon, you see a very, very faint aura of like faint bluish purple that is weaving into a thread, a rope almost, various strands that knot and twist to form a cord, a very, barely visible cord that just drifts up towards the very top of that tower for miles. And there at the top of the tower, you see a vibrant, sparking, pulsing purple glow. And from there, you can see 2 other distant strands that arc off into the very faint other edges across, triangulating around the other sides of the outskirts of this ancient city. You see the faint, glowing, white-gray pulse of 2 other siphons affixed to 2 other platforms. All these strands converging at the top of the tower.
Before we get to it, can I cast Bless on his bullets so I can give them back to him?
How long does it last?
Not very long.
You can. There's a difference between casting a spell and enchanting something, and it's kind of a loose enchantment to bless the ammunition that takes a while to focus on.
I imagine it will take a few days when it's done.
When it's done.
I don't expect us to be in and out of here. I think this is going to take some time.
Yeah. Okay. I would rather enchant them.
Yes.
The structures to our left and our right, are they solid? Do they have openings?
They're solid. You look at them, they're stone buildings. They're homes, though plain and cracked. There are sections of wall missing in places. As you look about the grounds here, and you know this because you've ransacked and been responsible for the ransacking or the rubble of Western, but this city appears to have been some time long ago under siege. It was. You see signs of battle. You see impact. You see roofs that were burned and now lie as just black husks. This area has seen warfare long ago, and the signs of it are old, and it looks like the signs of life that exists in this space. The movement you see of figures in the distance wandering through the streets, there's just no immediate threat to the city. But you get the sense just looking out that something big happened here a long time ago.
Any of you with the eyes, can you see what that is up in the air?
Yeah, I also want to look and see what the fuck kind of creatures it is that are moving around in the city.
Okay.
But I want to see what kind of creatures are flying around
So you
the
guys have
tower
all
as well.
moved down from the platform, and you've cast Pass Without a Trace. So I'd like everyone to make a stealth check, please.
Oh, God.
Adding +10 to your roll.
26.
22.
27.
40.
Your shoes
23.
18.
Ooh, shit, you rolled bad, yo.
Okay. So you guys are. So to stay stealth, you have to find some place to be stealth. You're not stealthing out in the middle of nowhere. So where are you going to find?
Towards the city?
Well, there were 2
Yeah,
buildings.
there's buildings
right?
on the other side.
Are we temporarily staying put and talking shit out, or are we going?
It's up to you. Building on the left, I'd say.
Yeah, like hide behind something.
Okay. You guys dart off to the building to the left, and it's appears to have once been a 2-story structure, but the upper level has since collapsed, and part of it is kind of falling into the bottom floor. As you begin to approach the doorway on the inside, Vexalia, you hear what sounds like a faint crunching sound on the inside.
What the fuck?
Is this someone having breakfast?
Oh my god, it
What's the matter? There's something in this building.
Boots glove.
Okay.
Are there windows on the building at all?
There is one window on your side and the doorway around the corner.
I'll look in the window.
Okay.
My 40 stuff.
You glance inside, and as you kind of peek over the top, in the brief bits of shadow, or brief bits of light that come through the shadow in here, you can see like the collapsed piles of broken stone and wood planks that used to hold the structure of the upper level together. You can see what looks like furniture that's been destroyed. Simple, basic. This was not an extravagantly decorated space, built for function more than anything. But moving in the midst of the shadow, you see what appears to be a humanoid creature of pale gray skin, elongated limbs, long clawed fingers, bald head, kind of pointed hooked ears, and what looks to be slightly broken, jagged, yellow, elongated teeth in this jaw as it's currently munching on what looks to be a small furred rodent of some kind.
It's probably redundant, but I will divine sense undead.
It is
very undead.
Very undead.
And do I sense, see, hear anything besides this one?
What's the radius?
60 feet.
Nothing else catches your attention, no. You watch as it kind of finishes and walks towards the doorway. And Vexalia, as you're kind of off to the side, you watch as this creature darts, like leans forward and goes into a sprint, and then leaps up onto a distant rooftop.
Already gone.
Just leaping from rooftop to rooftop. And as you're watching that leap, another movement catches your eye, and you see another one about 3 blocks down to go. You can see there are at least a handful of these creatures just stalking through the ruins, leaping from building to building, from floor to floor.
Fuck. What was it eating?
Like a small furred creature. You didn't get a good look at it, but you got a fair look at it. It was an otter.
I love otters.
Apparently, so does
They're
the
like,
creature.
why would there be otters in the Shadowfell?
Something you didn't know about otters, Laura.
They love holding hands.
Kid,
Otter with eyeliner.
does it look like any of those scary creatures are around each other, or are they avoiding each other?
It's hard to tell at this distance. You're so far out of the city, and you've only been able to notice a few shapes from this distance. You probably have to get in a little closer and spend some time watching their behavior to pick that up.
I'm gonna crouch down by this little dead rodent and while looking at it. Do I feel or sense the queen more or less here?
Make a wisdom check.
Does he goodies?
18.
Okay. Just close your eyes for a second, and no, none.
Can I poke my head like back out the door and like looking at the ground? Is there any like semblance of a sewer system or like a runoff grate or anything that would
make a perception check?
Oh Jesus! Yeah, bitch, 7.
7.
No, not at all.
Grog, get your head back inside.
What?
There's things flying around.
I'm keeping a lookout.
Crawl up the wall to the 2nd floor to see what's up there.
Cool.
Okay, so as you just on the side and step over onto the rubble, you see a large, kind of broken, what was once the floor of the top floor that slid in. It's this giant decline, this slide of rubble, if you will. And up at top, you can see what looks to be a broken weapon rack that is empty, no weapons on it. But as you get the sense that this small structure was a perimeter, like a small perimeter tower outpost, like it was once a.
And it's been cleaned out.
Apparently.
There's no sign of
anybody who used to be here. Nothing of value, nothing of interest.
Not in the structure, no.
I think we're going to have to move deeper in.
Should I make us all ghouly?
Do we notice anything strange about the little necklaces we were wearing now that we're in this place?
Nothing at the moment.
Okay.
Hey. You feeling good about your decision to come with us?
This is terrible. I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Let's go do it.
Fucking love it.
So I'll cast Seeming on us and make us all gray, pointy-eared, little Nosferatu-y, vampire-y things, I suppose. Like the thing. Did I see the thing that just skittered out?
Very briefly. You watch it.
But I've seen other undead things. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can make something that looks undead adjacent.
Undead-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
My guy will look more like the meat man in undead form.
Okay.
But otherwise, everyone's normal.
Okay.
Normal undead.
All right.
So you all.
I want like straggly, like but still a braid, and like really nasty, like straggly hair.
Your ear is half off. In kind of like a braid.
I definitely want an eyeball hanging out.
Sure.
Straight
Just
hole right
'cause
through
of-
the head.
Oh, yeah, good call. Good
No,
call.
no jaw.
No jaw. Okay.
No
okay.
jaw, yeah.
All right. So, what do you guys do?
I think we should probably try to observe the things that are flying around the tower
Slowly make our way to the town.
and observe, and still try to avoid any of those scary creatures, but see if like they avoid each other as we like look at them. Maybe.
Super slow, super careful.
Maybe we should stagger and sort of look.
No,
like-
those things were speedy. Just be like normal.
Yeah, we'll just walk like this.
Yeah.
Left,
Yeah.
right, left, step, step.
Yeah.
Right, right, step, step.
Charmant.
Real
Make a
quick.
performance check. No.
Just in the street.
Oh, while they were like, looking at weapons racks and doing stuff like that. Not
Make
weapons
it sound so
racks.
tawdry, but carry on.
The
Rack
weapons
on that, yeah.
racks.
Oh.
While they were doing that, I pull Vax aside.
Oh.
I say,
Talk about relationship.
I'm gonna grab him.
Yeah. What?
Let's get married.
This.
Let's just do it.
God damn it, Scanlan's back.
Yeah.
Listen,
Can find an Elvis here.
you can't die. And I don't know what's going on in your head or what you're thinking, but I feel like it's not good.
I'm the best I've ever been. Don't worry about me. Worry about us.
Has the Raven Queen spoken to you at all?
Yes.
Recently? Down here? Anything? No?
Not since we got here, no. But recently.
I need you with us, not with her. I need you with us and with me. So let me do this. And I'm gonna burn my 9th level spell and cast Foresight on Vax.
Ooh, foresight.
What is
What?
that?
Ooh, shit. It's real good.
This one goes to 9.
What is foresight?
So, Foresight. For the next.
Don't fuck it up, man.
For the
That's my
next.
9th level spell.
For the next 8 hours.
Yeah.
Not concentration. You can't be surprised. You have advantage on all attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. And other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
Holy
For the next
shit.
8 hours?
Yeah.
That is tight.
You can see just in the future.
Just in the future. You get yeah.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's
basically.
amazing!
You
Look
guys.
Bay up.
You guys, let's go shopping.
I raise my blood axe.
All right, so.
Wow, okay.
Am I gonna die in 3 seconds? Am I gonna die in 3 seconds? Am I gonna die in 3 seconds?
Let's make our way into town.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Within the next 8 hours.
Feel
There we
like
go.
Vax should lead the party.
I feel like you should. I kind of feel like you should.
All right, so are you stealthing through?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
still being stealthy, but yeah.
Nonchalantly
But looking
stealthy.
cool, but stealthing.
We look cool.
Yeah, we look so cool.
We're not doing like.
Okay.
That's like,
Okay.
I will kill you all.
You guys scatter just enough to like dart between Allie's fine shaded bits and kind of leap from base of building to alley to keeping a cohesive unit as best you can. First thing you notice, the further in you get, even within just the first couple of blocks of the city, you see broken swords, you see pieces of armor, and you see figures walking through the street ahead of you.
What do they look like?
You see hundreds of scattered skeletons, decomposing bodies shambling through, but they all walk in patterns. They're not scattered, mindless. There is some will or direction to their movements. You see them wearing ornate armor with designs and symbols on that look old and tarnished and scratched.
Are they moving like troops, or is each individual following its own?
Some are moving as troops, and occasionally you see an individual wander off, but they're like sort of just walking around and scanning. I'm gonna have Scanlan, you roll a history check, and Pike roll a religion check.
17.
Ooh. Nice.
Pickle.
Oh, you know what? It seems important. I will inspire myself. Can I do that? I can do
Yeah,
that.
you can do that.
I haven't done this in so long.
Yeah, add a d12 to it.
18.
Gotta get the dust off, man.
23.
Okay. You looking over there, a lot of the armor that these skeletons are wearing it doesn't fit with the Shadowfell. The silvers, the golds, the tattered blue cloaks, there's something regal about some of these armor sets, as old and ancient as they may be. It doesn't seem to match the sense and feel of the Shadowfell. While you're having this thought, Pike, you glance over and look at one of these pieces of armor, and you recognize the symbol. It's like a stained glass circle with a gold star in the center. This is the symbol of Pelor. Many of these bodies, these undead wandering the city, seem to have been soldiers that fell in whatever battle once besieged this city, and many bear the mark of Pelor.
Was it? I mean, the chained,
the chained oblivion.
The chained oblivion. I mean, that was a fight between.
That was on the Prime Material, and that was with White. That was in the vicinity of the Alabaster Sierras.
Okay, but that army couldn't have ended up. No.
Was the Shadowfell always the Shadowfell?
I don't know.
Maybe this city was taken from somewhere else or something, transported here.
Does this city look like Whitestone?
No, none of the buildings, the structures resemble Whitestone.
Is there any architecture that I or anyone notices, like from a region of where we've been?
Not really.
I mean, Century Modern mostly.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of IKEA.
Sure.
No, but you do get the sense. I mean, some of the architecture here does resemble elements of some architecture designs that remind you of Wildmount, but like old Wildmount, like Honda, like no modern structures. Okay. Definitely from centuries back. As you continue to wander and keep your eyes out, you occasionally hear the distant You watch as these
What are those?
winged dark beasts
Did we recognize
they're circling overhead.
Not
no, not yet.
Never seen anything like it.
You have not seen anything like these before. Black as night against the gray sky. From this distance, you make out no details in their bodies. It's almost like a moving shadow above you. Wherever light would hit to get you some sense of structure, it's just absence, void. It's just a flying shadow.
Are there any buildings that have enough structure to them where it feels like there might be things inside that have been relatively unmolested at this point?
Possibly make a perception check.
All right.
We need to find our way to one of the other orbs, right?
12.
12. There are some buildings that had that look like they have some structure, and the further into the city you get, the more you see that this becomes a little less destroyed. But you begin to see some figures moving that are not armored undead, not zombies, not any of these quick-moving creatures. You see 3 figures walking back towards the orb where you guys came from, in the same black cult robes, hoods off, but appear to be human.
But they're cultists.
And
we don't.
They don't look like they're afraid of walking around.
Yeah, what's their demeanor? They're just
walking through.
How far are they from us?
They're about maybe 100 feet up, a little further than that.
Coming our way and
coming your way towards the sphere where you guys were.
Maybe that's what we need to look like.
Cover an ambush.
Well, maybe let's
watch. See what they're doing.
Kill 2, keep 1 question. I don't know.
How many are there? 3?
3 of them.
God, can we even kill people here? Will they die?
Yes.
Sure.
But do we see what they do at the sphere first? Or we cut them off?
Let's
follow them.
Let's kill them.
I could be bait, and you could come ambush them.
Let's watch for a moment longer.
Okay.
Find cover.
All right.
Okay. So what do you guys do?
I'm going inside
Trail
the
them.
building.
I'm following them as just
Yeah, let the
subtly.
twins go ahead first.
Okay, so the 2 twins follow the rest of you, go duck into a building off of the side. Okay. You guys, I need you both individually to roll stealth as you tail behind them.
Yeah, and we still have pass out a trace on. 34.
45.
Wait, we're staying put and they're walking off somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yes.
How are we going to see what's going to happen?
They were walking towards us.
Oh. Okay.
The cultists are basically walking past you guys, going the opposite direction of where you were traveling, and both the twins just vanish from sight.
Got it.
You're like, well, what if it... Gone again. You guys pace behind them, jumping from alley to alley. Occasionally they will stop and do a walk over. There's kind of not a sense of paranoia, but they're very watchful. Their attire, while still cult robes, is a little more intricately adorned, and you see the one at the front is carrying a hanging lantern that gives off this weird smoke behind it, like a censer.
A censer?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
the Catholic or
but it gives off this faint glow, and they walk and make their way slowly outside of the city towards the pillar where the orb is, and they kind of just look around it, walk over to the 2 buildings to the side, kind of divide a little bit to a perimeter, reconvene at the base of the orb, making their way back to the center of the city.
Is there anything else around? Should we kill them?
All 3, take 1.
Maybe see if they walk through.
Kill 2, leave 1.
We can ambush them.
Get ready for an ambush.
When they walk by the house, push them.
When they walk past you guys, we'll attack.
Should I put someone out there
Just
to confuse them?
When we go, follow suit.
I can grasping vine one into the building right into Grog's hands.
Just wait for
Wait
our
until
lead.
we attack them first.
Holding.
All right. The 3 of them walk back, leaving the small censer trail behind. The smoke, the almost incense-like smoke, burns off within a few feet after. They eventually cross right next to the doorway and window to where the rest of you are waiting. All right, both of you guys roll for an attack. Are you aiming at 2 different ones? Same one?
2 different ones.
All right.
And it's automatic
crit.
It's an automatic crit if you hit.
Yeah.
You have advantage in the hit because they don't see you.
And Liam has advantage on everything.
Natural 20.
Oh!
Not that it matters, because I already got
It's
a
already a crit, but still, it's nice.
Did you get like a double one though, where
Yeah.
they're just dead? They explode.
26. Both hit. Go ahead and roll damage, both of you, doubling your weapon die damage and
Bramble
your
shot.
sneak attack. And bramble shot, you said?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
3 of them, right?
3 of them, yes. You also double the bramble shot damage because it's a crit.
Yes.
Your dice double. Your
Hey,
dice
look, we're
double.
killing things. Well, maybe.
Incapacitating at the very least.
Oh shit, dude.
85?
85 damage. Rogues, man.
Too
That's what they do.
Just the head. The head is cleaved from the body.
56 for me.
All right.
It was Kima and
Of the
Allura
th-
on a mission.
Yeah.
They're dead.
As the 3 of them walk, the 2 on the outside, both just at the same time, just crumble, shake, no noise, just fall to their knees, face down on the ground, unmoving. And the one in the center that's holding the sensor kind of like turns and looks back and sees.
And I go and grasping Vinum and then go and throw him right into Grog's hands.
Don't kill him.
Yeah, and
Okay.
if he's successfully thrown, I just cover his mouth and grab the back of his head and squeeze.
Which mouth?
Dexterity saving throw. Oh God. That is 16.
Fail.
Fail. Yeah, all right, that's right. It's 21. So yeah, as soon as he turns around, out of one of the cracks in the stonework nearby, you can see some dried grass, like gray brush. Like there is some appears to be some faint hints of local plant life, but it all looks like gray, dried grass. Or after a morning freeze, when you see like elements of a field that have that kind of weird textured, almost like water plant look to it. It's just clusters of that, but curled. And one of those whips out with this one long grayish, like almost fleshy looking vine that wraps around it and yanks it inside the house. Gets yanked in. Grog there. You catch him.
Cover his mouth.
Oh man, like clockwork.
All right. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh, that's a million. 26.
Yeah. He's
27.
He struggles against your grasp. And it's nothing. It's like holding a baby in your arms.
Percy, will you give him a reminder not to move?
Ah, yes, this will be fun. I take out a small 3-inch steel ball. I look him right in the eye and go, manners.
Steel ball.
And I toss the steel ball at our friend.
Yes.
Oh, at him?
Iron bands of, yeah.
Oh, that.
Okay, what's he have to save on that?
That's actually I make a ranged attack roll.
Okay, make a ranged attack roll. So D20 plus your dexterity.
Dex and
Yeah, but you have advantage because he's currently restrained by Grog.
Thank you. Makes me feel better. Yeah, thank God. No, well, that's still fine. 23.
Okay, so as you chuck it, the 3 feet, it impacts and you watch as the orb swells and expands, and all of these chain-like plates of dark reddish iron metal like wrap around him, constraining his hands, his legs, and locking him into place around his jaw and his head and his mouth.
Whoa.
Excellent.
Can he still talk?
Yeah,
oh yes,
when
we
I take
can.
my hand off his mouth.
This thing will allow him to talk. We can. I believe this thing has a like yeah.
It has like a little slip that you can remove from the side.
Oh God, I can take my hand off.
It's got a gimp hole.
Yeah.
Well, all good magical items do, Liam. That's what you call an artifact.
I give him a second to sit and I wait till we're all inside.
Okay, you guys both have attacked.
Pull the bodies inside.
Well, first make a stealth check because you both exposed yourselves with the attack, and there are creatures overhead shrieking.
With advantage.
Advantage?
Oh, he has advantage.
Oh.
Because
So passive trace?
Plus
Yeah.
passive trace. 37.
35.
Kind of low for me.
Okay. You watch as one swoops nearby, and you hear the and you guys dart by. Doesn't seem to take notice. You dart back into the building, and there you see your quarry now bolted to himself through a series of dark iron metal plates.
Our quarry, does he have 2 eyes?
Does not have both eyes. Left eye is missing. You see now, this is a man in kind of his mid-40s, salt and pepper hair. It seems to be kind of like an unkept beard around his chin. Hair is maybe about like ear length, a little tattered now since he's been roughed up and handled a bit. His skin's a bit yellowed, a little jaundiced. You get the sense he's probably been living here for quite some time, and he doesn't look healthy.
I grabbed the thing that was making the smoke and bring it.
Okay, the smell is awful. It was hard to differentiate from just the general smell of decay and dust that this entire realm seems to be suffused with. But the smoke that billows off of this is like fresh putrescence mixed with like a very, very strong charcoal.
I'm all about it.
This may be how they move freely through
That's what I'm thinking.
Proceed.
And we hide the bodies. We'll bring the bodies inside too, so that nobody sees them.
Press him.
Don't scream.
Do what you do best.
I'm going to let you speak. And we're going to have a conversation. And given where you are, the circumstances that we find you in, I'm going to let you know that there's a curse upon my weapon. And the souls that are killed with this weapon are claimed by a demon named Orthax. Now, I haven't experimented as to what happens when somebody's soul is claimed by more than one creature, but I'm excited to find out. So wouldn't it be interesting if everything you've been promised here is just suddenly null and void? So yes, we may threaten your life, but I want you to know that what's really at stake here is just precisely what's left of your soul. So answer with caution. And I unlock.
Roll intimidation check.
Ooh.
Come on.
I'm gonna use my pretty
That was
pink
nasty.
die.
It was real good.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Fucking dice.
Fucking dice. No love on that one. Where's my intimidation? Yeah, no, terrible. 8.
You unlock and it goes. I don't have to tell you anything.
Good music here.
Yeah.
I punch him in the temple.
Oh, this pain is meager. I've felt far worse. I've given myself far worse. Pry and poke all you want.
I punch him in the mouth.
This sort of thing isn't going to get us anywhere. Mike, I think you can give him back his eye.
Oh, it's a good idea.
Use a carrot?
No, you can heal him. Bring it back.
Do you have regenerate with you?
I do. Separate him from his god.
I put my hand over his eye.
He doesn't flinch.
Good.
Okay. Are you ready to have your eye back?
Just pluck it right back out.
Well, you can't.
So we'll kill you
Because you're
before
just
you
going to
get
stay
to
in
it.
these binds forever.
Yeah, you can't move his arms.
Or Grog will pull your arms off.
Do your worst.
Oh, he's not scared of pain.
No, this obviously wouldn't be.
Just asking some questions before the fun begins, but let's just see what he answers with.
Do you know Delina Briarwood?
Maybe. The fact that you're already here means that you have no way out, so I fear not. Even if I perish, I die with the comfort of knowing that you'll perish soon after. That is the comfort in the Whispered One. So you knowingly came here. You are both foolish and simple.
No, that's just me.
So, you said you have questions.
What's flying around in the sky?
The Sentinels.
Sentinels?
Well, that is what they are for us, but you, known more formally as Gloomstalkers.
Gloomstalkers. That is a great name.
And they are hungry. Ever hungry.
They also look fearsome. Do people cower before them in their presence?
You will.
I bet. I'm easily startled.
Where are you from?
Does not matter. The past means nothing when you give up your secrets.
All right, he's not talking.
Hold on.
No. The ziggurats, there's 3 of them. You've come through the Wild Mount one.
He just shakes his head.
Do we recognize his accent?
You will get no information from me.
All right, can I have a
Marquette,
try?
he said
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, just you've got one eye, right?
You just see the gaping socket, and like as he goes to blink one eye, you just watch as you can see the marking on the inside. It looks like it was burned out. So you watch the outer edges of the flesh and muscle kind of twitch whenever he blinks.
Gross ocular muscles.
I'm gonna put my finger on
I just want to make you feel good, man. So I'll just sing to you. I'll hold up my code and I'll sing, just the 2 of us. You can't quit me if you try. Just the 2 of us, me and your eye. So I'll dominate person, right?
Hell yeah!
He's back.
Guess who's back?
That is that's an 11.
Who's back? Back again.
Natural. All right. So as he this grin kind of glazes over, and he goes,
Will you please tell us everything you know when we ask you?
But of course.
Where are you from?
I'm from the outskirts of a far eastern Wild Mount village named Zuvan.
Zuvar.
It was built on the ruins of Ordanes. I was a poor man, but I found purpose.
Did you come through a ziggurat in Wildmount? And if so, where?
I don't know. I was taken with many others who had given themselves to the secrets of the Undying King. I woke here, mauled but living, and was inducted, and that was when he took my eye.
He?
He, one of the acolytes.
The flying thing, well, we know what they are now.
What do they do?
Do the flying things have magical powers?
I do not know. They shriek, they eat, they watch. I do not mess with such terrible and wonderful instruments.
How does he get through all of this?
Sensors.
Yes, the smoke-making thing that you were carrying. What is it and how does it work?
Well, it protects those of us who are not as esteemed in the arts of necromancy to not be bothered by the roving, long-dead soldiers of the last war on Thar Amphala.
The last war on Thar Amphala, what does that mean?
Oh no.
What does that mean?
The last war on what?
Thar Amphala.
Thar Amphala.
Amphala.
Thar Amphala. The city built for the Whispered One long ago.
Oh, that's where we are. Okay.
Oh, we're on
Who
Thar.
lives in the tower? Vecna? Is that where he is?
he just looks at you strangely.
It's gotta come from me.
I'm a really good friend of his.
Gotta come from
She
me.
really is. That's being rude.
Yeah.
But who lives in the tower? Is it Vecna or Mistress Delilah?
It's where his ensigns has slowly reclaimed the space. He will live soon.
Voldemort.
Oh wait, he's not back yet. He's not fully back yet.
The Mistress Delilah, where is she right now?
I have not seen her, but if she is not out, then perhaps the ritual is soon She's probably.
Soon.
What ritual?
She's probably at the top of Entropis.
Entropis is the tower?
Yes.
That tower?
Yeah.
The only tower.
What other sense what other alarms are there in the city that would detect outside?
What protections do you have on the tower?
I do not know the specifics. I am but a watcher on the outside of Thar Amphala.
Has he been in the tower?
I have not gone in since I gave my eye.
And what are your people called? Your group, your cult,
We are the Remnants.
The Remnants, that's right.
What's his purpose?
What's your job with the Remnants?
I am to watch the outskirts of the city. I am to escort those who would bring various things in preparation for the ritual.
What ritual? What is the ritual gonna do?
What will the ritual do?
The ritual is to restore him, to bring him so that he can complete the main purpose, the ritual of seeding.
Seeding?
Oh. He's just a farmer, guys.
How does Delilah factor into it? What does she plan to
Get
get
out
out
of
of
it.
it?
He
What is
knows
he gonna
all
do
of
with
the
it?
intricacies, but
How many orbs?
I know,
How
but
does she alive?
she's probably promised them all something.
Yes. What has Delilah promised you? What do you gain out of this?
Well, when he, the undying king, returns to this world, and we bring what we've gained, what we've brought from the other plane, that seed will be taken to the ritual of the space.
What have they brought? What have they brought?
Did you bring something through the portal? What was it?
I do not understand the details, but for many months now, these siphons, they have been building the seed. They have been preparing for his return. And from there, he will complete what he started so long ago.
And that shit's happening soon?
When does the ritual begin?
Soon. Things accelerate.
I know we look different now, but if you had to pick one of us, which is the most handsome?
That would be you, my friend.
I thought so.
Can
See,
he
he's really
take
smart.
us safely to the tower?
Can you escort us to the tower? Dominate person has got to be wearing off.
I'm checking the spell just to be sure. I'm pretty
We
pretty
have the
sure.
thing. We can at least get through town.
Scanlan.
Smoky thing.
1 minute.
Just in case
It's probably over.
Yeah, so by about now, after these questions have come through, his one eye kind of blinks. And he's like,
It matters not. He already knows you're here.
I punch him in the temple again.
He likes it. Stop giving him pleasure.
I poke him in his remaining eyeball.
Do you?
Yeah.
Roll a strength check.
Oh, a strength check for some Jello.
Oh God. 25.
No, don't scream.
There
don't
is
scream.
just a smear of crimson down
We
his
cover
face
his
as the
mouth
other
immediately.
as the
we're
other eye has
terrible
just been turned to
people.
paste.
Oh, what? What was it? Yeah, oh, it matters not. Oh, you're gonna be rewarded? Yeah. How many middle fingers am I holding up?
We should put him out of his misery.
Well, I like misery.
Oh, Well, if we just release him into the city without his
He's gonna
sensor,
stumble out like a
he'll be dead
maniac.
in a few minutes.
Squish the bug, Grog.
I don't want him alerting
no.
that we're here.
If we send him away from us, maybe one of those things will find him and we'll have a clearer path.
He's yelling and he'll make all sorts
Yeah,
of sounds.
if we send him away from us and then
But
we go the other way.
we don't know if those
he's
things-
he's a human distraction.
He could still
I don't think
alert.
we need a
He could
distraction.
tell
I think we
them.
need quiet at this point. And those things, we don't know if they could alert back if they saw something fishy like that.
He's pretty fishy.
One
Let me.
quick.
I'll release him and you do your business. All right.
Okay.
Manners.
It all unfolds and returns into the
Great
sphere.
word.
I love that.
Okay.
I love it.
It's programmable.
Yeah. Should we let you back out and so you can find your way back? Yeah.
With a sickening snap, you can hear as the spinal column is severed at the base of the neck, and he goes limp in Grog's grasp.
Well,
Well,
Grab
we
his
know we're
necklace
here.
in case we need another one for some reason.
Should we grab any cloaks?
Grab the necklaces and the cloaks.
sensor.
and
Grab the
sensor.
necklaces and the cloaks from them.
All three of them.
Simple monk.
Actually, he has almost nothing on him but the sensor.
No necklace?
No
He has. Actually, no. He would not have one of the necklaces because he does not.
Go through.
He has a symbol, like a similar symbol, but it's much smaller, more just a basic holy symbol of some kind. Same shape, but it doesn't have the same thick iron kind of presentation as the ones that you guys.
I have a
recommend.
holy symbol to Vecna that we took off of somebody in the original ziggurat.
Yes, and that is the same symbol.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
We're in an ancient city. Are there the remains of furniture in here, or?
Yeah.
It's just
I just want to take like a nap or like a cozy like sit
No,
down.
I want to shove him in a closet or wrap him up in something.
I'm putting him in the bag of holding as you're talking.
Oh God, we can't keep everything.
Does anybody see any? Like, never mind. Never mind.
Is there anything of interest in this building since we had a moment?
Make an investigation check.
The wood chipper in Fargo.
I'm going to investigate too because I was looking for furniture.
15.
And I have advantage. Hold on. Investigation. 22.
Okay. You do find some furniture. Most of it's very basic, like tables, maybe a couple chairs, a couple of cots that are mainly just wood boards with a thin cushion on it. The existence here was not to be it's a very plain city of worship. You can see everything was built here to just gather worshipers, to gather the remnants, or whatever they were called before the last time that Vecna fell, and the city was assaulted.
Right, so this is all worse than Fallout 3 at this point.
It's on par with.
Yeah.
We haven't built our little
PlayStation 3 graphics.
No.
Let's. I say we make our way closer to the. Let's make our way towards the spire.
With the thingy.
All right. So now, still under the guise of various undead, holding a wandering, burning censer, procured from the now dead eye-popped corpse of a wandering cultist. You slowly make your way deeper into the city of Thar Amphala, towards the Tower of Entropis, where seemingly the Cult of the Remnants are attempting to bring Vecna back to physical form for an even greater ritual thereafter. And that's where we'll finish tonight's episode. We'll return next week to pick up from there, guys.
No,
this is
I love it. This is the best setup ever.
So happy. I know. I get to touch people's hands. Hey guys. Dorks. I know. We're such huge nerds.
The best.
This
so amazing.
This feels so much like the home game. It makes me happy.
Yeah, this is
Serious
like
deja vu.
I know.
One of these is honey and brie.
Yeah.
Next week.
We could
Next
put
week.
food out in front of us.
Next
we
week,
could have a
guys.
cheese plate, man.
Next week, pajamas and mimosas.
No, but seriously.
What better way to celebrate
Seriously.
a
Bring
Vecna
your
arc in the
dog
Shadow
to
Valley?
work.
Hell yeah.
Seriously, pajamas
What better way?
and mimosas.
PJs, mimosas, and very old puppies.
And Charlie?
And very
Charlie?
old Charlie's.
Can Charlie come?
Yay. I think it's necessary.
He'll just be in the corner going,
Charlie can run trinket.
Yeah.
Like he used to.
So guys, thank you so much. We're back next week. I want to give another big thank you to all the amazing crew and people here at Legendary Geek and Sundry that have been working almost around the clock to make this set work, to make this table work, to make the equipment work, the lighting, the audio. We've taken all these suggestions, we've reached out to the community, and to try and make this as best and as comfortable as possible for us and you guys. I know it's a work in progress, and you'll watch things improve as we go, as we learn and figure things out. So thank you for your patience. But seriously, just if you can get the opportunity, show some appreciation for people who've been working really hard to try and improve this experience for everyone involved. So thank you guys. You're all so amazing.
This shit is a bomb.
I know. In the meantime, I want to tell you all, I love you very much. Happy 101st episode. And is it Thursday yet?
Wow.
Good night, guys.